No, that's right.
Typo 777 said to say hi to you and Harry as
well.
well.
Excellent, excellent.
Got a few people in the chat room.
Yeah, and yeah, we've got Patricia here as well.
I'm thinking about the Spanish Armada.
Can you leaflet there? There you go.
I'm on board.
Excellent. You're on board, are you?
Oh yes, I've been fun. I said I was going to come down.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to have my cig first.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, brilliant. Excellent. Yeah, excellent. Oh, that's really good news. So have you been following it all?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Georgie boy.
Georgie boy. Ah, right. Okay. Excellent.
Yeah, I said I was going to come down and meet you because I'm local, so.
Ah, right. Excellent. Yeah, it's we found it really easy, Doncaster, getting here, setting up, and we found it parking was easy, trains were easy, everything.
Well, I've been waiting to pop down for a few hours, so I had to drive round and seen the van, the camper van.
Oh, you've seen that?
Yeah. So then I spent about 20 minutes finding parking space.
Yeah.
And I just had a little bit.
No, we thought it was really easy, and I think we're in the best spot. It seems pretty busy.
I'm from about 10 miles away, so I don't really know Donny too well.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a decent spot, crossing point.
Yeah, and it doesn't look as though that we're in the way, and we've made a big statement here today.
Yeah. Have you had a good?
No, we've literally just turned up now, and we've just set up. We've been set up about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're ready. You know, let's bring it on. Let's have it.
Let's have it. Well, I'm gonna hand some leaflets out for you.
Oh, brilliant! Oh, really chuffed with that. That's excellent. Yeah, Georgie boy, everybody.
Hey.
Yeah.
And just have my cig.
Yeah, you have your cig. Brilliant. Oh, how about that? So that's what we want. We need a few allies here. Oh, could have done with all the allies yesterday. Yeah, you've seen what happened yesterday. We got, well, I was daring enough to stand in front of the banner with about, it was like, I don't know, 20, 30 kids at a time, you know. So, right. You enjoying yourself? Yeah. Are you okay going on camera with people and that? You okay? You'd rather not, or? Yeah, okay. Alright. So you're from here, aren't you?
I'm from Leeds originally,
Yes.
and I'm with my son live in Winton.
Yeah.
Just a bit further on.
Right.
I'm going to go see them. I've got Barlow this way on.
Yeah. Can I put you on the spot? And do you want to hand a couple of leaflets? Don't expect you to talk, to challenge people and that, but like you could. I want to make you useful. There you go. This guy is Georgie boy. So this is Patricia Steer. Sorry, Stia. Oh, I'm sorry. Stia, yeah. What it was, her name got mentioned earlier on today and it was on my mind. Patricia Hurst, of course. Yeah, yeah, sorry. Yeah. So you may have seen him in some of the chats, Georgie boy. Yeah. Yeah. We've got another great day as well, and you know, let's hope that more flat earthers come round today. You know, we could do with a hand. I've got a feeling it might get busy here. So only if people, if people stand next to you. No, if people stand next to you, you make sure they've got a leaflet. You know, I don't expect you to start wheeling around. Yeah. So he knows there's going to be riots later. It's two tribes go to war, isn't it? So, but how about that? So we have Patricia Hurst here. We have Georgie boy here. You may have seen them in the chats. Patricia Hurst from I think she said she's from Leeds. Brilliant. Hi. Hiya Tapper. Hiya Tommy. So I've just seen a few names popped up. I haven't been watching, haven't been paying attention, you know. I need to grab a few more leaflets. Can you give us an okay? Is it okay? Is it okay to hear, or is all this background music too high? Because it seems quite noisy here. There's a few people stopping. Trying to watch all three, Tapper. I bet that's... Well, it's okay trying to watch all... thank you, Tilly. It's okay trying to watch all three. It's trying to hear all three, which is the problem, I guess. You know. Would you like a leaflet? Your hands are full. Would you like a leaflet? You're okay. No problem. Would you like a leaflet? You're okay. Everybody's okay. Everybody knows where they are, where they live. He looks as though he's doing well. I'm trying to... We're not getting slammed like we did yesterday, which is really good. It means that there might be some quality conversations here today. Roxanne's doing okay. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. It's like a leaflet. Got it. It's like a leaflet. You okay? No, wait.
Oh my god.
Harry, let me introduce you to Georgie boy. Georgie boy.
You said you were coming down. Very pleased to meet you. Yeah, I've been following you for a while. Oh, thanks very much. Yeah, thanks for the support. Absolutely. I was really encouraged when you see fellow class.
I've been trying to put one of these days. It's just getting, you know, local.
Yeah.
Read all over it, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
not had to travel far.
No, I come from about 10 miles away from Portrait, just beside Georgia.
Okay.
I think we should be filming flowers just to let other people see.
Yeah, that we are actually out there.
Yeah, people are real.
Well, that's right. I mean, before, originally we were doing just the camps, you know, so we were kind of meeting up on the camps and that was a great start for me because I needed them camps. But now that we're meeting doing this, brilliant. Hi guys, watching me, watching you. Yeah, there you go. All right, there you go.
What's the new club? Timer.
Wait, how did you
Brilliant.
So that's when we're going live on.
Yeah, all three. We thought we're trying a new thing and thought we'll flood the internet. Maybe, yeah, we'll see. Right. It's funny, you know, because we're actually in the town centre where people actually shop. It seems as though it's a little bit on the quieter side, you know. And as I see, people have got shopping bags all the time, you know. Can I grab a leaflet there? Yeah, excellent. You just about. All right. Have you got any questions? I'm around. All right. Here. Oh, would you? Let's grab a leaflet. Here you go. If you've got any questions, I'm around here. I didn't even see. There we go. Theory. It's not a theory.
I know. I was actually. I watched a few.
Are you okay?
On it.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Oh, excellent, excellent.
When you apply science to it, then yeah, that's all point.
Ah, right. Well done. Well done. Oh, that's a shame. He didn't really want to go on camera, you know. Like, but we've got a point apparently when we challenge them on their science. That's okay. As long as we're getting the leaflets out. Yeah, would you like a leaflet? Excellent. You alright? Would you like a leaflet there?
Oh, sorry, mate.
Ah, that's okay. Excellent. Have you come across it before?
I've heard it, yeah. I'm a bit sceptical, like. But
Oh God, I was complete. It just seemed ridiculous. This is stupid. Are you okay to be on camera?
Not really.
I can move it away. That's okay. In fact, I'll just aim it at the thing. Sorry, guys, you can't see what he looks like. No, I mean, I really was. It was kind of like, it seems so nonsense, so stupid. I mean, if anyone spoke to me about it, I'd shun them, I'd walk away.
I'm always curious. Like, I'll read about things and try and find out about stuff. So
Yeah, see, I think that's brilliant. So you're open-minded. I was fairly closed-minded, but I kind of come across this on my own
believe in
time.
science as well. So
Yeah, but you said though that's the magic word, isn't it? The belief.
Yeah.
The belief in science and all that.
believing in it, really. Yeah.
So where are you on? I'll start off with like moon landings. Where are you on moon landings? Are you?
I'm not. Really, I don't know much about it, to be honest.
But you've seen some of the objections on the moon landings, like waving flags, no blast crater.
To be honest, I've just walked past here and I'm just reading about it, mate. I don't really know a lot about it.
No, that's okay. That's okay. No, it's a fascinating subject.
Yeah.
What we're trying to do today is there's a website in there. We're trying to get you to watch a couple of videos, make up your own, your own mind, and decide whether to take this further or not.
Yeah.
You know, like we kind of. I was more into my science, you know. Like I was into my Star Trek, so I was kind of like a sci-fi fan. You were a sci-fi fan. Yeah, but we're asking questions, you know, like because there seems to be a few discrepancies that we're not happy with.
Yeah.
Number one is land that you shouldn't be able to see.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're on this ball, okay, and this ball is 24,900 miles in circumference.
Mm-hmm.
You would probably accept with me that there has to be some sort of mathematical formula of the drop, the curvature, measuring the curve. Okay, they call it's Pythagorean's theorem, spherical trigonometry.
Yeah.
Complicated, it's easy.
Yeah, it is really easy, but like, except for I wouldn't be able to do the maths. I can see the calculations. It's 8 inches per square mile drop, and then it goes to 32 or 36, and then it goes to 72, and it just gets further and further.
Yeah.
This was in the Blackpool Gazette. That's land that you shouldn't be able to see. Okay, that's on a really good clear day, 65 miles away. Based on
So
that
if it's
maths,
curved down, you wouldn't see it.
excellent. So you've got it in one.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2,584 feet should be hidden. The highest mountain is Snaefell. That's 2,000 feet.
Yeah. You can see it.
But you can see it. This is White Cliffs of Dover. So stood on the White Cliffs of Dover, there's the beach. You can see opposite Dover there. There's Dover closer, zoomed in. There's Dover again, zoomed in. Okay.
Yeah.
300 feet should be missing,
Right.
but it's there. You know, like so. I mean, we didn't make
get
up
your
this
point.
maths.
I get your
You know, like
point,
so.
mate, yeah.
But even further, look. This is 273 miles. You can still see land.
Yeah.
3 miles should be hidden. It just gets worse. I mean, like, if you go on
Them
YouTube.
numbers, definite facts.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, like, we can have any mathematicians, any physics professors, and all that. They stand up. They've got credibility. Them ones.
Yeah.
So why are we seeing all these land and objects that we shouldn't be able to see? And we're not happy with, like what they're saying. Like, so,
What if you find out the Earth is flat? What would that mean?
what would it mean to you, or what would it mean to me? Because you got to say, I mean, well, yeah, because I mean, like for me,
Because to me, I'm not really bothered if the Earth is flat or round.
Yeah, okay, and that's well, you
It doesn't seem that important to me whether it's flat or round.
yeah, okay, that's fair enough, because my wife comes on that viewpoint. You know, like, but for me, that means that my whole education system, if NASA, if the government, they've been lying to us, and education's been a big lie in that. You know, like, who is perpetrating this lie, and then what else are they lying about? You know, because I don't know about you, but I've always kind of suspected that governments do lie to us anyway.
Of course, yeah.
You know, like, so
Is it a lie, or is it just not telling you something?
well, yeah. What, like Santa Claus or something, or not telling you that is not real?
When you don't tell someone something, that's just. I wouldn't say it's a lie.
It's
just
a big deception
Yeah,
in
it's
my
deceiving.
eyes. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
deceiving.
Yeah.
But I don't like, and I don't want to be lied to, and I don't
Yeah.
want to teach my kids lies. So we're asking questions, and I think you're an adult. You're allowed to ask questions without a fear of mockery and things. It's even little things like flying over the curvature, like an aeroplane. Let's say that we want to fly to Australia, then we ascend. We fly level, and then we descend. Okay, but we've just gone over this massive curvature drop, this huge curvature drop. There's obviously some sort of mathematical formula to that. Okay, so this is huge. But yet, I don't know if you've seen, they have this artificial horizon, and they fly to that artificial horizon in a plane.
I haven't seen that before.
It stays. It's actually in there. There you go. That one there. That's what we're talking about. You seen them?
Oh yeah. That makes you know that you're level.
Yeah, so
Right.
If you're upside down, you don't know
There
you're
you go.
upside down when you're in a plane.
There you go.
Sometimes.
So that's it. If you go to Australia, that has to invert. It has to go upside down, but it doesn't. And yet, if you do it at home now, if you you know that you can put a bubble on these phones and all that, and then you can tip it upside down, and it will invert. It will go upside down. But that's meant to, but it doesn't. And that, you know, like, and we've spoken to mechanical engineers who make these things and all that, and they say that it kind of should go upside down, really.
Yeah.
Because gravity has no effect on the gyroscope. Okay, so that's number two kind of proof that kind of I think is worth asking questions.
Yeah.
Number three is water sticking to a big, huge, round ball. Can you think of any other
Gravity, and that's it, isn't it?
gravity? Okay, but when I ask people what gravity is, what is this magical force? This
What about the other planets, like the sun?
Okay.
You look up. Circle. All the planets that you
looks
see,
like a circle,
they're all
but it looks like a circle, but we're meant to be on a sphere. But when we look at the sun, we see a circle, and it might be a sphere.
It's a circle from a
That's right, but from our perspective here, it looks, that's right, 2D, it looks like a circle, doesn't it? It may be a sphere, I don't know, I've not been there or anything. We believe it's much, much closer. You know, we don't believe it's 93 million miles away, it seems nonsense that to us.
Yeah.
We think that,
It's something for me to think about.
that's right, we think there's just enough there for you to,
I'll have a read of it, mate.
and there's some videos there on that website.
All right, okay, thank you.
Cheers, buddy. Nice talking to you. Oh, I think that's number one red pill done. I think that's okay. No, that wasn't like, you see, did you hear that? There was a conversation there. It was a two-way conversation. It was probably most my side. I apologise for that, but there was a two-way conversation. Yesterday, it was just being slammed by all these kids all day long.
I've seen that.
Yeah, you seen that?
Yes.
I didn't have a chance. It was just like, because
Yes.
any point that I had to make, I was just being mocked and laughed at, and it was just.
Overruled. Yeah.
But I'm brand new back onto the tour and all that. I just wanted to throw myself into the thick of it and get on. Yeah, I went off for a little bit, you know, family problems and that. But it was good. It was good doing that. It kind of shook my senses and woke me up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, let's have bring it on.
You're in Nottingham on Monday, aren't you?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
I might try to get over.
Oh, excellent. Yeah,
Yeah,
brilliant.
'cause that's the other side.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of here in Nottingham.
Right.
So
yeah. Oh, that's excellent. That's brilliant.
hopefully-
See how today goes. You might hate it all after today.
I can't hate this. It
Yeah.
takes over, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well,
Once
that's
you go
right.
flat, there is no going back. There's no going back.
If you went flat properly.
Yeah.
Because I kind of
When
see.
you understand, the main thing is the why. When you understand,
Yeah.
when
But
they
it
say,
is an
what
individual
does it
thing, that
matter?
why.
What
Yeah,
does it-
but that's the
That
problem,
winds
isn't
me
it?
up, that.
It does.
What
It
does it
winds me up.
matter?
But that's the same thing that my missus does for me.
Yeah.
Why does it matter? It doesn't bother me. I you know, she's a childminder and works in the nursery, and she says my whole world just revolves about, you know, like looking after the kids, and she says I'm not bothered. She can be triangle. Don't care. You know, like, and I just said to matey then, I said, I don't want, you know, like, if we've been lied to all our lives, you know, like, am I spreading these extra lies to our kids and their kids and all that?
That's how it goes.
That's how it goes.
That's how it continues.
And what he just said then, and what my wife just says and all that, it's kind of like they're shutting themselves down to why it does matter. You know, I think it matters. Yeah, but you know,
business kicks in and shuts them down.
But I mean, you know, but he is being genuine though. He's kind of not bothered. But when he looks into it, I mean, like, I think he likes the theory aspect of it.
Yeah.
You wait till he fucking finds out it's not a theory. Wait till that hits him.
Yeah,
because
you
because
go
that
through
there's
stages, don't you? Once you realise it's flat, you go through the anger, the denial,
yeah.
And eventually, when you come out at the end, it's
Yeah.
all right. Everything you got a better view on everything.
That's right. Because you feel more self-empowered now. You know, you feel much better.
I feel amazing.
Yes,
all the time.
yes,
I
yeah.
just love it.
Have you been doing any sort of life changes as well and working on
Well, I'm
things?
starting with my kids.
Okay.
I'm changing the next generation.
Yes.
So my lad Alfie and Laura, they're 8 and 9.
Yeah.
Both full-ball flat earthers.
Right.
Yeah.
See.
Favourite music's the Flat Earth Guru, man. You know.
No, yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Definitely.
Awesome. They all love. There's always playing in my house.
It's I'm the only one in my entire family.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. What it was, so when I first started, I put this post out on Facebook telling them that I'm gay, and then went in and turned around and explained it. So I'm not gay. I'm actually a flat earther. You know, like, and explained why and all that. And then right at the end, I turned around and said, just to tell you again, I'm not gay. I am a flat earther. And then the next day, I met up with my niece. Popped in. She goes, "So you're gay, are you?" No. So you didn't read it, did you? Yes. Yeah. There you go. Switched off. But no, I am the only family member. My son Luke, he listens and asks a few questions here and there. But you know, like my son Craig, he'll accommodate me and listen to me.
I think that's what I get with my brothers and my man. They'll okay. They'll just listen to me, but they'll not take any of it on board.
It's credibility, isn't it?
Yeah. I've got one lad might be changing. My close circle, like, you know, so I've got to start within my family. And it took a while, 2 years.
Right.
2 years.
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah.
And I've been at it for about 3 years now. 4 years.
And how quick did you come to the conclusion when you first heard?
Well,
because that can be
well, obviously you've got your water, but it's in front of you. It's there in front of you. You never think about it. Never think about it.
But you're still hanging on to your globe by then.
So, and then when I got the 8 inches per mile squared,
yes,
that did it for me.
Yeah, you started seeing land.
Yeah. Why are we? And it's like, oh, it's refraction. It's not refraction.
Yeah, it's refraction every day, in every weather condition.
And then when the infrared come out,
it's just like, now you're talking rubbish now. Yes.
Yeah, it's like, well, what's that refraction?
Yeah.
But it was the mathematics that screwed them up.
Yes.
Their own mathematics.
That's right, because we haven't made that up.
They didn't foresee far enough in the future.
Yeah.
Where we'd figure it out.
Like we'd have P900s and 1000s.
Yeah, they were working all this out back in 1500s. So, the great deception to come.
That's it.
And then technology's bit them on backside, hasn't it?
Well, I can only foresee now if technology is getting better and better. P900, P1000, damn, they're going to be screwed soon. And especially
Nikon, can you calm this down?
Well, because this is it JT Tolan or something did the infrared ones.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so eventually all cameras will come with these infrared things. It'll click a button and then bloody hell, I can see for 500 miles all the time. That technology is going to get better and better.
Yeah.
Soon
it
it'll
makes
happen.
you wonder what they've got planned, because obviously somebody doesn't want this to get too big.
Yes.
So
how
are they going to stop it? I don't know.
YouTube will have to shut down.
YouTube.
That's got to go.
Because I've often thought this. Where's the next platform where
Yeah. There is other platforms, but like whether they're going to be credible or what, I don't know.
Some flat earther needs to build a platform.
Yeah, because what we need is something like, do you remember like WikiLeaks and all that? They managed to get them servers in some sort of underground bunker somewhere, and that's what we kind of need. We need our own YouTube servers, don't we?
We do.
Where it's like non-infiltration.
Flat earthers. to fund it,
That's right.
don't we?
Come on, Robin, get your hand in your pocket.
No money.
Yeah.
No money. We need funding.
Yeah. So, do you want to come a bit closer to hear to some conversations? He's gone, isn't he? He's left us. Yeah. I've not seen him. Oh, excellent. You have to. You've got to do one or two.
I think I got to as well.
Did you as well? All right. Okay. And you managed to hear a conversation with Harry, didn't you? With he was talking to someone. Yeah, you could hear Wig a little bit, could you? Yeah.
It's a bit of a hard knock, but just one thing that somebody said.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, you're quite right. I mean, like, they can be dismissive of about 90% of what you're saying. And like, we're just hoping that Red Pill, that's just something to make you want to go to a website, look at some films, and let's go for the next step.
Even if it's just to debunk it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that was for me, because I was coming from the other side of like, let's ridicule this. This has to be nonsense. Let's debunk it. But 4.5 months later of a lot of studying, an awful lot of studying, like, and you just get further and further down the rabbit hole and thinking, oh my God, this still has to be nonsense. What am I going crazy? What's going on? Yeah. This is the thing that I hear is like the girls and all that complete dismissive, Yeah, it'd be nice if some of the kids and all that could grow up a little bit. Like, I don't know if you've seen a bit of my hangout yesterday. I got slammed by about 20 kids, and then another 20 kids, and then another 20 kids all day. It was just horrid. It was. Harry likes to kind of pack up before they get out of school, But I'm saying, no, let's stay. Oh yeah, well they should have that in towns. Yeah, no congregation. So, go on. Yeah, would you like to grab a leaflet then? You okay? There you go. You got any questions? I'm here. All right. Oh, it's great that you could come. It's great that everyone can put a face to you. Now that you're famous, you have to get rid of the cushion.
That's my disguise, that is.
Right. It feels like, is this still classed as like Yorkshire, is it?
South Yorkshire.
It's South, yeah, because that's kind of Yorkshire music, isn't it, really? Is it?
Yeah.
Is that what that is? Right. Well, he's doing it with a Yorkshire twang, if that's a word.
Well, if you can hear that in that, I think you will be.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Oh, you got. I'm trying to again. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if that's a word. I just said twang. A Yorkshire twang is that music, but I don't know. It sounds nice. We've got the X Factor kid over there. Yeah. Got to start somewhere. If he's got a nice voice, go for it. I think it's a great setup. There's a lot of people here, but they're all shopping and going about their business. That's the thing. So it might get a bit busier. Maybe. Oh, have you noticed I've calmed down a little bit more today? It's a bit more calmer. It is a bit more relaxed. I'm not. I was kind of. I was raising my voice a little bit, for trying to be heard over all these kids, like shouting over me yesterday. And then when I don't know if you've seen, my phone might have lost battery at that point. I was still, as I was shouting above all these kids, a fellow flat earther greeted me, shook my hand and all that, and I'm still shouting at the flat earther. I couldn't bring my tone down. So, I was just talking about the kids yesterday, and it was it was just so manic. It was like, oh God, did we use lot? Just calm down. What? Can we just have a discussion? Just one, one on one. And I wish I don't think anyone kind of seen the rest of it. I think only did an hour's worth.
Yeah.
But it went on full on afterwards. It was even worse.
It was so heavily programmed.
Yes.
For kids. So. It was just steeping out of.
Yeah.
Well, it's a shame. It's a shame because you're not trying to tell them anything bad.
No.
You just want to look. You could have been lied to. What about that? And, no.
Well,
we can't have been lied
I
to.
seem to, even though you had a load of kids and all that, you always seem to have one physics major there in the crowd, and and the problem is,
I'm waiting for one today, actually.
my schooling and education is not sophisticated enough to challenge them on physics.
Yes.
So I keep trying to lead them back to land that I can't see, but then they throw the refraction crap in.
Today, right, what we're talking about here is the very thing we stood on.
Yes.
We shouldn't need
Mathematical formulas, even though I like Pythagoras theorem.
Yes, even though that shot them in the feet.
Yeah, that's right.
We are talking about the very thing we stood on. We walk on daily. You can go out to the coast and you can see, you can see B900, you can see all the observations out to sea, you can see far, far further than you should be able to. That should be enough to wake people up.
That's right. Let's have a chat. You alright? Have you come across it before?
Yeah, my dad is passed away now, but my dad always used to say years ago that he didn't believe that we'd ever been to the moon.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. And
Well, how did you feel about that when he was saying that?
At first, I disagreed with him.
Yeah.
And he says it's impossible to send a spaceship out.
Yeah.
And over years have gone by, and now
You're slowly thinking about it.
realising that it was rigged.
My grandma was exactly the same.
Yeah.
She's the only one of our she was cuckoo, my grandma, and yet she knew they did not go to the moon.
Yeah. And he said years ago that in time we'll not have a summer and a winter. We'll have just one climate, like a mild climate all year.
Continuous.
And that's turning out to be true as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
It goes on.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's brilliant. So flat Earth. Then you've kind of heard of like this, the term flat Earth.
No, I've never heard of this before.
We're asking questions.
I must disagree. I'm sure it is.
Oh no, I did disagree. I'm exactly where you are. We all were.
We were all in that position, and it's only by actually taking a few minutes to just go and have a look at some of the things that they say. And they don't add up. They don't add up. And then if you look a bit further, and then you look at things like these, where CGI, and you see them floating back on the strings and things, and if they're faking that, they fake the moon landing, why would they fake that to perpetuate the idea of the ball?
Television can make you believe all, can't it?
Well, have you seen the film Gravity? You haven't seen that? They do better footage than NASA themselves.
Are you two fans of this?
No, we're not. No, this is like one. If you go on the internet regular, which you don't, and then the thing is, it's probably the biggest talked about subject on the internet right now. Because we're starting to see land. We've got technology now that we can zoom into these further away places, and we're starting to see lands that we should be able to see. So Blackpool and all that should be hidden behind the curvature of the Earth. It should be 2,500 feet should be hidden, but we can still see it. Dover to Calais, 300 feet should be hidden, and yet when you're on Calais beach, you can see it. And when you can see we're on the beach, and this is 273 miles away. And you can still see it, and it should be way over the curvature. So we're saying, well, why can we see all of this land? That so we're asking questions, things that don't make sense to us. So what we're trying to do is.
People like you to ask the questions.
Yeah.
In the
Well,
first place, everyone else is living here.
Well, it shouldn't be a taboo subject, should it?
What my dad always said years ago, man had never landed on the moon. They're all same.
So we're saying my grandma was the same. She didn't believe it. There's waving flags. There's no blast crater on the moon. There's 3 or 4 different shadows converging in the wrong place.
Yeah.
There's no dust on the lander's feet. If you look at it closer, again with technology, we can zoom in on the flag and we can see that it's damp. Why should it be damp? There was noises heard in space. One of the astronauts threw a bit of cable at the LEM, like the big LEM thing. He threw a cable out and he went doing. We're not meant to hear that. There's no microphones on the LEM, and so we heard that, and you shouldn't be able to hear things like that. You know what? If I had time, we could sit down. I could give you 1,000 different reasons why we didn't go to the moon. Nice talking to you both. All right. There you go. He's got a leaflet. He's not really on the internet, but we're starting to get a crowd now. That's what we want. Excellent. Oh, can you grab a leaflet there? There you go. Would you like a leaflet?
Thank you.
Excellent. It's just a website in there, and it's got some videos for you to look at. What we say, to debunk flat Earth. Okay. Have you heard about this before? Okay. And what are your initial thoughts on it? Yeah. Well, I did. Oh, I'm with you on that. But when you start looking into it, and you kind of think, what is it that we actually know about the Earth ourselves? Or everything that we do know and what we're taught, is it a belief? Or do we know? It's odd, isn't it? So what we're saying is that, there's land here that you shouldn't be able to see. Because we live on a globe, a ball, a sphere, that's what we're told. So this land should be hidden over the curvature of the Earth. So if we're seeing it, and it's not over the curvature of the Earth, why is that? And this is Dover to Calais. See Dover to Calais, that's 24 miles, and we're on Calais, and we can see with the way close to Dover. But we shouldn't be able to see it. 300 feet should be hidden behind the curvature. That's one of the longest distance photographs. 273 miles. 3 miles high should be hidden, but there's still mountains to be seen. And if I could have an encyclopedia of lands that we shouldn't be able to see, I could keep you reading for months of land that we shouldn't be able to see. So we're asking questions, well, what is it that we actually really know? What proofs do we have? And when I go back, I bring it back to school. Taught out 5-6 years of age. A globe was put in front of me, and they said, "That's where you live." And when I asked, what about all the water? When it falls off the ball, the water does fall off balls, doesn't it? Okay, so what holds all the water to the ball? Who knows? Very good. That's what we're taught, and it's like I've been telling everyone, it's a programmed response. We just go gravity. So I ask people, what is gravity? What is that? Because we can show the effects of what is. We can show the effects of what gravity is, okay? But we can't prove it, and science can't prove it. Prove that something is actually being pulled to the ground. So we're asking questions. We're asking, well, is there any proof? And there isn't. So we're just saying, there's a website in there. You need to check out a few videos and ask some questions. All right then, buddy. Yeah. Oh, do you like a leaflet there?
Yeah.
There you go.
What's all of this about?
We're asking questions. We're not happy that we've been told the truth. I was just saying there, at the age of 5, at this young gentleman's age or so, 5. There you go. And then I'm told that we live on this ball, this globe Earth, this ball, okay. And then when we turn around and say, well, how does water hold on to this ball? And we're told, we're told gravity, aren't we? And we're asking for proof of that. Where is this Harry Potter magic proof? This wizardry that there's something down below my feet that is pulling everything down the bottom. Where is this proof? Because the highest, the deepest hole that we've ever dug is about 7 miles. Well, if it's about 7 miles, how do we know there's a force pulling things? Could this, if I drop this, can it not just be the molecules in this is heavier than the air around it, density and buoyancy? This falls down, the air underneath wants to go on top because it's more buoyant than that. It's less dense than that, and it wants to go on top, and that goes up.
density and buoyancy. That's like a helium balloon says, I don't care about gravity, I'm going up because I'm dense and buoyancy. Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, is that right saying that in future we will have a more oil in the earth than water?
Yes.
Is that right?
It could be. I've not really looked into it, but
Yeah, because I seen that in senses like we're not going to have much water in this earth,
right.
you know, because at the end we're going to have more oil than water in the earth.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it could be. I mean, like, because for me, the only kind of like research that I've done is that the oil seems to be self-perpetuating.
Yeah.
I don't. Lots of people don't believe that oil comes from fossils.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense that, you know, like, so we kind of think that because we were meant to all our oil reserves were meant to be gone years ago,
Years ago, yeah.
and yet we seem to have an abundance of oil again. Yeah, so it doesn't really make sense what the authorities are saying.
Thanks, I will follow this anyway.
Yeah, there's a website in there, and I'm always saying, so on that website, check out a few videos and put yourself back into a 5-year-old shoes again and start again thinking about this earth, where it is you live.
Yeah, no worries.
Because everything that we all have are all beliefs.
Yeah.
All right then, buddy?
Thank you very much.
Cheers, buddy. Yeah, sorry, I didn't really want to show his face. I don't like putting people's children on. I don't know if I did catch his kid. I may have done. I don't know, but I don't like putting children on the internet. But he had a young child there. But yeah, it's all going good. Would you like a leaflet? Here you go. Would you like one? Oh God, can't even get him out. Sorry. There you go. If you've got any questions, I'm just about here. Just give us a shout. Yeah, sorry, bud. Yeah. Yeah. I like the music, but I think it needs to go away now.
Lemmies,
Yeah.
just have too much of a good thing.
Have you got a phone for your lad?
He's just sat there, I can see him.
You found him. There he is. Ah, right. Okay. All right. He's probably just giving you a bit of time, isn't he? Yeah. Yeah. So that cognitive dissonance, that was my biggest reason why I held on so long, because I kind of felt as though when I was debunking it all, and 2 months in, I kind of felt as though, yeah, this has to be right. And but I was still I was holding on to this idea that even though it seems right, we have to still be on a globe. It has to be, you know, like. So it's that cognitive dissonance. It resonated with me, and I thought they wrote that for me. That was mine, you know.
I just went on a spinning ball. I don't know what else came after that. It's just research, just looking into it, but I just know that I'm not spinning.
No, that's
it
right.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Yes.
Whether
Yeah.
the count and the shape of it
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah,
it's nice.
of course you can. Grab a few. Take half of them. Yeah, well, you can have half of them. All right. Oh, there you go. You can find out for yourself. Excellent. No fisheye lenses. What did he say? He said,
I said, are you flying soon? He says, yes. If you can take me a picture of the curve, please. He said, I'll see what I can do. I'll be a grand.
very good.
You can do it.
Very good. Oh, well. It seems it more chilled today. The difference between yesterday and today, I'm enjoying today. Brilliant.
Were you near a university, Amy? Was there a university?
Well, we didn't know, but we were near something, weren't we? Because we got slammed by it.
House of indoctrination.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's Patricia.
Oh, God. Thank you very much. Yeah. No, I'm on the beer tonight. No, I'm not. But thank you very much. Yeah. We just had a donation from Patricia, and it's really welcomed. It is. Yeah. And that's okay. There you go. That's it, lads. We don't need any money. It's from Harry. He just said we got £2,000.
Thanks very much.
I'm only joking, people. Yes, we'd appreciate your donations. You all right? Have you got a question or two? No, you haven't.
Oh right, you're just trying to see what's going on, aren't you? All right. Ah. Oh yeah, I forget. The Pound Lounge shop is here. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, really good. So it's a really chilled out day today. Quite enjoying it. Do you think that'll change when I don't know what the time is when 3:30 happens and the kids start making their way over? Do you think we ought to wrap it up and do a runner? Oh. I find it a little bit unfair, like the fact that I feel like we should engage with the kids, because they're that next generation of indoctrinated people that kind of need awakening. So it's it does me, we should engage with them when they come in a kind of mob handed sort of way. There is no communicating with them. Yeah. Yeah, you will slip, so please don't slip. There you go, guys. Not one of them. There you go. Right. Hello. I didn't notice up there. So we're at French Gate. If anyone knows where that is in Doncaster, come down and see us. There's the high street there. So we're at this crossroads, right outside French Gate. There you go. Oh. I'm sorry. Oh, let's grab a leaflet, these one. You alright? Shall I leaflet there? There you go. Was you beating up Tara?
Pardon?
Was you beating up Tara?
As long as you feed.
Because you're not expecting a little dog, are you? It's like,
I forgot she was there.
yeah.
She's so quiet.
Yeah. Oh, wait till a skateboarder comes. She's not quiet then.
Oh, is she?
Yeah. Yeah. If this is a skateboarding free zone, then Tara behaves. We just had Tara barking after ambulances. I think it's loud noises she don't like. There you go. Roxanne's been truth pilling for some time now. Must have dropped some leaflets. Oh, trying to grab one of them. Okay. A little bit quiet. So, should we grab a leaflet? There you go. Got one? Are you together? Yeah. Ah, right. Oh, it's his fault. He got the leaflet, wasn't? Yeah, blame him.
So there's a formula here.
Let's have a look. Oh. There was once upon a time where we didn't like walking over our banners, wanted to keep them clean, but we've given up on that now. Yeah, it's okay days like this, but if they get too dirty, we'll give them a wash down. And then, surprisingly enough, the size of these banners and all that, well, like my ones as well, they cost £30 each. It's like nothing really for what it does, you know, the effect it
I used
has.
to do craft fairs, and I had one, like a table banner, like the longest one.
Yeah,
Like that size.
yeah.
And that was cost 19 quid.
Yeah, it's nothing.
So,
Not for what, not if you're passionate about something. I mean, like you think about those who have hobbies in fishing and golf and all that, and the amount of money they spend on their thing.
you could tie them up on like a bridge or something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and he does. He's seen all the strings right the way along this big one. You know, that's some banner, that one. I think that did cost quite a bit.
Yeah.
Let's grab some more. Checker. There you go. All right. That's good. Even Georgie boy is having a good conversation there. That's brilliant. See, sometimes, you know, like because we're live, you have this downtime as well where you're not interacting. But when you're actually, when you're filming and you're not live, you just get the edited result. You know, like, so it looks as though that we're busy all the time, but we're not busy all the time. Yeah. Oh. Right. Let's get me. Me power needs to come out. Sorry, I'm trying to get me. Trying to film and get me. My phone on charge. And I'm dropping leaflets as well. There we go. Right, because I'm losing charge, so let's get me power in and hopefully we'll be okay. Yep, power's on and I should be okay now. I don't know if you've seen. Oh, let me pick them up. We're handing out some 101 leaf cards as well today. Even though I just dropped a load. Oh. Did you have one of them? Keep that one for yourself. Right, lovely to see you. Yeah, it's really good. Nice seeing you, buddy. I'm glad you brought her down. Cheers, buddy. There you go, she's gone. Oh, that was nice of her to come down, and she's given us a donation, which is really great. We're definitely gonna finish this tour. I think at first, you know, when we decided when we had this idea, we thought, is it possible? Could we manage it? Because it was at the end of the year, and we kind of like we spent a lot of money on activism at the beginning of the year anyway. So getting to this point and thinking about a UK tour, was it possible? We were unsure, but I think we're at the stage now, you know, like with everybody's generosity and that, and people want to see this finished and to the finale. It's going to happen. Thank you very much for everybody who's donated. Thank you. Oh, let's give you check a leaflet there, buddy. Yeah. All right. I'm here if you want questions. How's it about? Yeah, I just caught that, Dave. Sorry if anyone's asked me any questions on that, because sometimes I'm not. I see a quick flash on the screen of a question, so I just caught Dave's question there. I think some of you know I've kind of gone through a bit of turmoil in my life. I think when I had the news regarding my mum and that, I thought for me the tour was over, you know, like then I need to call it a day, I need to be with my mum and that, and you know, she went fairly quick. Well, I say fairly quick, she hanged on in there for just over a week. She hanged on in there. You know, she was fighting pancreatic cancer. So it was. I tried. If anyone's like, I'm not really paying attention at the moment. If anyone, I tried the MMS thing with her, and she had cannabis oil and things. You know, the CBD oil, but once she started getting a little bit sick, she decided that she didn't want any treatment whatsoever from the doctors, from myself, from anybody. She said it was so painful. She just wanted to give up on it. And I had to respect what she wanted to do. It's her life, you know. Although it hurt me as much, you know, I wanted her to fight for it and go with all the treatments that I'd been researching and that. But it's her life. So I thought the tour was going to be over for myself. I kept in touch. I thought it's difficult because, you know, like once my mum passed and I had to wait this long 2 weeks for the funeral, and I was going quite stir crazy, just looking at the ceilings, watching the videos and things, but not really wanting to participate because everything seemed a little bit pointless at the time. But I think 2 weeks down the road, and then, you know, let the funeral come. We get to bury my mum. She got cremated. It was a great funeral. You know, like it was. I felt that.
That's not this coming Friday.
I felt that, you know, like I left it 2 or 3 days, you know, from the funeral, and I didn't really know what to do next. You know, like, you know, should I sit at home and, you know, because I really felt like wallowing at home for the next 2 weeks, you know, like, and not coming on the tour. I really, you know, felt like, you know, I shouldn't be coming on the tour. You know, like I could easily have just got myself a nice warm duvet and hibernated for another 2 weeks easily, you know, along with a couple of beers. But I thought I needed to push myself and fight and sort of get back on the tour, and once back on the tour, and that's why I threw myself in right at the beginning, right in front of the banner yesterday, and to just kind of like, you know, like sharpen myself up and take the hits. So yeah, what's it like being back on the tour? It is yeah, it feels great for myself being on the tour. I'm so glad I'm back. I couldn't think of a better place where I would like to be, and to see this through for the next 2 weeks and that. Yeah, I'm in the right place. You know, I could be at home watching paint dry. I'm definitely in the right place. So there you go, Dave. There's my answer. Yeah, cheers, Dave. Cheers. Right, we need some people now, don't we? There's all these people. I need to bring my. We've got a megaphone, but we've not really tried it. But since Roxanne's here, I wonder if we can. I'll just bring the megaphone tomorrow. I won't ask her. I'm just going to bring it and leave it in front of the banners and see what she does with it. So you've heard it from me. Keep quiet. Don't say nothing. I'm just going to put the banners in front, the megaphone in front of the banners. I got a feeling she'll pick it up. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, hello. Got Ah, and a few. Sorry. Should I like one of them? No, you're okay. You right? Take a leaflet there, buddy. Cheers. Well, the lad over here, he's doing a Tracy Chapman number. It's actually not that bad. Yeah. So you've seen it here in Doncaster first, you'll be seeing them on X Factor soon. Oh, this guy's, is he trying to educate her? Because he knows, I don't know if you can see him. He's, I'll probably find out in a minute that he's a flat earther, but I don't think so. I think he's trying to educate her. I'll not try and make it too obvious that I'm filming him. Yeah. Seen them clouds before? You got 3 streams on the go, have you? Yeah. I get to watch Roxanne's and Harry's conversations later, which will be pretty cool. There you go. Should I grab a leaflet like that? You okay? Would you like one? No? That's really ignorant, isn't it? Do you want one? Of course you can have one. There you go. Try and give people a little bit of space. I feel like a vulture sometimes, so I'm just trying to. Would you like a leaflet there? Can you grab that for? You okay? There you go.
Film the so-called curvature, and they've come back with these pictures. I think this is the only reason.
I think Roxanne's doing quite well. Oh, Harry's being challenged. People who know where they live. Yeah, sorry, Go Vegan. It's like we're trying this out. This is almost kind of like a one-off, I think, today. I know we tried it yesterday, but we're doing it as a one-off today, and we might reevaluate tomorrow. For me, I felt as though that we would take turns, because it might be good for us, because we can see another stream later on. But I think I think there should be one live stream, but one after the other, and the other ones could be set to private and later on and not go live, sort of thing. And if that makes sense, because you guys, it is a confusing one, isn't it? Who's having the best? I mean, yesterday you would have all tuned in to me, because I was having, I was getting battered. Yes, staggered streams. Yeah. I agree. Yeah, if we did staggered, right. We'll see. We'll have a talk about that tomorrow. You know. You all right? Are you better, leaflet? You like a leaflet? You're okay. No problems. You okay? No problems. What's you? All right. Brilliant.
Everyone's tuned in, going like paying the bills and going around normal daily lives.
Yeah.
While we've been getting lights for the last 2,000 years.
Right. Okay.
Why do you think they're lying to us?
Why do I think they're lying to us?
Why do you think
Don't know, I'm not doing the lying though. That's a difficulty, isn't it? You need to ask the liars. Yeah. Well, no, it's not. I just don't know. I mean, like, because no one ever got took to court. No one ever. There's no one to answer yet. It's difficult, you know. So,
because it's instilled in us from being that big, that's the earth.
Yeah.
But it's instilled in us from being a baby.
Yeah. That's right. You've done your research. Oh, well, in that case, let me shake your hand then. So I'm always like worry at first because I need to know where you're coming from first. Oh, that's brilliant. Okay. Right. I want you to do one thing for me. Get rid of that believe thing and say, I've known this for a while. I hate that bloody word. I believed there was a globe for a while. Yeah, no. Oh, that's really good. So you said you've been awake since.
About 5 years, 6 years.
Yeah, I'm a year and a half in. You know, like I wish I was kind of like. Was you kind of so you're not so long after the Twin Towers and that, you know?
I was 9 when Twin Towers happened.
Right.
I remember my granddad saying to me, "This is going to change the world we live in," and it did.
And it did. And then war was so much easier now, isn't it? Let's go for it.
14, started researching, YouTubing and disinformation.
Yes. Did you accidentally fall into the Flat Earth Society wave at first when you?
Do you know what?
Because you were a little bit further.
I always thought there was something behind the sailors falling off and the Earth thousands of years ago. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I always thought there was something behind it. So when people started talking about it, I thought, you know what? I'm going to read into that.
See, I mean, like you were naturally kind of awoke, really. I mean, like no. I feel like I've been dragged into this kicking and screaming and hanging on to my globe. You're not taking me ball away.
I know you mean.
But oh, that's brilliant. That is fantastic. Yeah, I think. Have you been following this tour that's coming around? Or?
I've just
Really?
come across
So this must be amazing for you when you see kind of like this. You know, it's happening.
people just think we're mental.
You're certainly not.
Crazy.
You're so bright and intelligent. If you're awake now of what's going on, you know, like I think you're amazing then.
Why do you think they're lying?
Yeah. Again, you know, like I kind of like I can only throw my theories of what I think because
What do you think?
Well, I think it is control of more land. Control. You know, I do think that there probably is, and it is a belief. You know, like it's my theory in that I kind of like it all makes sense. It all seems to fit. We look for this 24-hour sun and things. You know, like you know, down below. We're told there is one, but never ever seen anything concrete proof evidence. There should be thousands of all this. So that tells me that. And then with the land, you know, like land that we should be able to see. I'm comfortable that we are on a flat plane. I'm comfortable with that. Okay, so is it infinite? Does it go forever? Are we under a dome? Is there an edge? You know, like these are the questions I just don't know.
It's an ice wall.
Well, we know there's an ice wall, but I do accept that there's shorelines as well.
Yeah.
You know, I'll accept that as well. But yeah, I mean, and then we're talking that there's ice mountains over there as well and things, and it all makes sense. It all fits and all that. But we've got second-hand information.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And that's the problem. That's why I can't latch onto it. It'll be these are my theories, you know. Like, but it has to be control, and it's money control, you know. Like, but it seems divide and conquer. Yeah, and that's all the brainwashing things, you know. Like with football, you know, what's it, and sports divide, keep us all under a state of division, you know. So I never got to talk to this guy. Is he a flat earther or?
I don't know what he believes, but he's a smart man.
Was he? I never got. Okay. Nice meeting you. Cheers, buddy. Oh, that was nice.
I needed to get away from the guy. He's a troll. The guy was certified.
Oh yeah, he's kind of holding on to you, isn't he? Oh right. Yeah.
Sorry, I know everyone's hearing me, but I wanted to knock that guy. I kept on going back to gravity, molecule, water, molecule. And the water's a molecule. Mars rover. So I'll get my quote. It's a Mars rover. We live on a ball, guys.
I think I'm having a different day today. I think it's going to be more of look. If I can see land that I shouldn't be able to see, then piss off. Yeah.
And you know what? I just want to say, massive love to Patricia Hurst. Patricia Hurst was here. I gave her cuddles. She was so supportive. I've now met the lady with the pink top cushion.
That's what I just said.
Privileged.
Yeah.
Lady Patricia was here.
And I apologise to Patricia Hurst. I kind of called her Stia for a second. Sorry.
One Patricia to the next. Right, I'm off to go find the lady.
There you go. Well, there you go. So we've got a live trolley here. There we go. Wants to baffle people. Would you like a leaflet there? There you go.
Is this that light that
It is. Very much so. You know, like it's that we're starting to see land. Well, so we're asking questions. We're starting to see land that we shouldn't be able to see. Okay. This is there has to be a curvature formula, you know, like for over the okay. It's a mathematical formula called it's based on Pythagorean's theorem, spherical trigonometry. Okay, so it's 8 inches per square mile is the drop. Okay, so as it gets further away, 65 miles away from Blackpool Promenade, stood on the promenade, you can see the Isle of Man. Admittedly, on a really good clear day, you can see the Isle of Man. Okay, but this was in the Blackpool Gazette. Okay, 2,584 feet could be hidden over that curvature. So you look out to sea, you know, should be able to see the horizon, and then all that land should be here. But you can see it. And the highest mountain is 2,000 feet. But you can see it. And if I've been saying to her, if I had an encyclopedia of all this land that you can see that you shouldn't be able to see, you know, this kind of makes no sense. You know, like this is Dover to Calais. So when you're on Calais Beach, you know, and you zoom in and then you zoom in, you can see Dover, White Cliffs of Dover. You should be able to see it. 300 feet should be missing. The highest peak is 350. But we can see it all. We shouldn't be able to see it. It's over the curvature. And then, we get down to here. This is one of the longest distance photographs, 273 miles. We can see it. 3 miles should be hidden. But we can still see it. There's a guy who's called, I think it's JT Tolan, go on YouTube and I look for infrared images of, oh God, world's longest distance photographs, infrared images. He's got infrared images of 600 miles, you know, where he can see land that he's not meant to see, and he's got one of 1,200 miles. That's debatable, the 1,200 miles. I'm not sure myself. It kind of looks like he's seeing land, you know, like so, but I'm not 100% certain. The 600-mile one, well, that is very clear. You shouldn't be seeing it. It should be so hidden over the ball, you know, and yet we can still see this land because technology is getting better and better and better. So we're suggesting to people, look, if you haven't got a good enough reason why we can see all these long distance lands and even lighthouses, you know, you can see lighthouses from a great distance away, you know, like that, and this is like night time and you can see the flashes and all that, and you get these lighthouses, they flash so many times in different patterns, you can look at your chart and you go, oh yeah, it's that one, it's that far away, and yet you can see them.
What about what we see from space and these satellite pictures?
Okay, so things like satellite pictures, as you just said, we didn't even believe that they're there. Okay, we know that this is they aren't my figures. That's Science.com and NASA's figures there. Okay, in the thermosphere, for instance, it gets up to 2,000 degrees Celsius. Okay, that's where the International Space Station is. That's where they take a lot of pictures of Earth, an awful lot. Okay, but it gets up to 2,000 degrees Celsius. Aluminium and titanium melt at 660 and 1670. They melt. That's what science tells us. So how are we seeing these pictures? Well, we do know that they've got satellites on balloons. We know that happens. You've got these U-2 spy planes that can go extreme heights and that. And they take this guy here. This is Robert Sims. Now he works for NASA. Okay, and he makes what we call as the blue marble shots of from space, and we think that's a real photograph. So we're convinced it's a real photograph, and but he just takes these aerial shots of Earth. Just from high altitude aeroplanes, and then he stitches them all together. They're called composites, and then he puts them over a 3D blank sphere, and then puts layers of clouds and layers of colour and this, that, and the other, and make it look like a globe. He says this in a radio interview. He explains it all, the whole process. You can see him; he's there, and I say he works for NASA. You can go onto NASA's website and see his name. He's there. He works for him. So we're suggesting that you've never seen Earth, never ever seen, and when you're shown that you live on this ball, when you're shown that you live on this Earth, it's like, how does all the water conform to the exterior of a shape? One of you know the answer to this. It's what education tells us. How does water, it flow right around the whole Earth? Could it be gravity? That's what we're told. So we started analysing this now and asking questions. Oh, brilliant. Oh, excellent. So we're asking questions about even gravity, is gravity real? We don't even think it's real. We know it's not real. The molecules in that are heavier than the air around it. It's more dense. As it falls through the air wants to rise above it. It's buoyant. Okay? That's why helium balloons can defy this pulling force of gravity, pulling everything to the floor. Helium balloons go up. It's density and buoyancy. But if you ask someone to explain what gravity is, you know what they'll do? They'll drop something. But I'm telling you, we drop it because of density and buoyancy. And no one can ever explain to you what gravity is, because no one knows what gravity is. It's just a magical thing that Harry Potter has dreamed up.
Tears comes to my idea that I think that told you.
So look, what we're doing today, in here, there's a website. Sorry guys. So there's a website in here called FE Start. Okay, and we're just trying to get you to go to there and check out a few films that are on there. And watch them few films and make your own decisions about it all. And if you like what you see, watch some more films. Keep watching. There's tons of films in there. So this is an official photograph from from NASA, 2012, 2013. Can you see what the problem is for North America? So you can see that. It's not me. I'm not making rubbish up. Okay, but they're two genuine photographs from NASA. So you see there is problems, so we're asking questions and saying that, okay, I was told this, that we live on this ball, but what evidence do I have, me? Is all this a belief, or do I have evidence? And when I looked into it, do you know the word debunk? Yeah. I try to debunk all this because it's rubbish, isn't it? It has to be rubbish. That's the way I thought.
But this makes more sense than what
it really does make. As you start watching some of these videos and all that, a hell of a lot more is going to make. I mean, I've touched on 1% of 1% of a million of the problems with our Earth. It's a massive problem. I mean, yeah, look into it, guys. There you go. You watch The Matrix, and the red pill, the blue pill. You just had your red pill. Swallow the red pill and then look into it, guys. It's like, where was you on the moon landings? Did you kind of believe the moon landings? You didn't. Okay, and yourself?
I don't really.
He's not.
See, I was a sci-fi fan, as in Star Trek and all that, and of course the moon landings were real, of course they were, don't be stupid.
No, you can tell the fake.
Well, my grandma used to say around and say, it's funny because someone just brought up their granddad, and I just remember my grandma now, she knew that it was all fake, and the whole family ridiculed her and thought that she's nuts. But she wasn't, she was so right.
It's the science point of it, because we were doing it in science about on places like the moon without no gravity. You're not supposed to be able to cast a shadow or something because there's no light or something's focusing in direction.
The shadows are all in the wrong direction. You're right. Yeah.
And they were on about it because our science teacher I believe that it were all over shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he's teaching you something. There's a science teacher that are teaching kids that the moon landings are fake.
Brilliant!
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Thursday, we're
Switched
all
on
shit.
teacher.
We had
Oh.
like 10 different science teachers and we had him for the last 6 months, year 11, to practically give us all answers to his
I
coursework.
would love to have met him.
He literally just sat there just talking about random shit and how he didn't believe half the science was true and stuff like that. He only became a science teacher because it were easy money and the teacher were best education to go down to please his dad. He used to go to festivals and everything, he were right, and he was a science teacher.
Is he still a teacher now?
I don't know.
No.
I don't live around there no more.
Right.
Not that one.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant, guys. Absolutely brilliant. That's made my day, that has.
What makes you know?
Because there was no blast crater underneath the Lem when that line landed. That's a big giveaway for me. Because when you see like the Mars rovers and they're meant to be all speeding around, they're kicking up a lot of dust. And then you kind of think, well, when that thing landed, it must have powered away a lot of dust, and yet there's not even a dust particle on the feet of it. It's like it's all dead clean and nice foil, and
Not
it
only
doesn't
that,
make.
surely if the moon had no gravity, you wouldn't be able to land from anywhere. It'd be like a magnetic reaction where it push you off. You wouldn't be able to.
Well, there is a problem I see. They did the what's the name experiment? Oh God, who was it? It was Galileo experiment. Where the bowling ball and the feather sort of thing. Well, they did it with a hammer and a feather, and they dropped it and all that. So they're suggesting that that the hammer is being pulled at the same rate, at the same speed and all that as a feather. Okay, so a feather. Now you think about that. So why do they need all these bloody great big engines and all that to land on the moon if it's a hammer's the same as a feather? Then obviously is the spaceship the same as a feather? So why does it all need these big bloody engines? It makes no sense. We just need enough engines to land a feather. Is that right?
But it's like what we watched on Scorpion the other day, where he says that he hadn't found all the evidence, he didn't have the stuff together, but it were all like magic tricks and stuff to say that he'd already found it when they still needed 6 months more research to do it. Maybe it's like that.
Yeah.
They haven't actually done it, but they're trying to tell everyone they have because they've been funded for it and they haven't found it.
Yeah. So you guys, when you go home, are you gonna look into this?
I am.
Yeah.
I'm gonna obsess over it now.
Yeah. Does he have to?
No, you can sit and play his games.
Yeah. But you're gonna look.
Full of it,
There's a couple of videos on there. Just watch a few of them. There's one there that's about 30 minutes long or so. I think it's like called 29 Proofs or something. Like watch that. It kind of get you straight into it, and then you can see where. Because I touch on just a few little snippets of it, and otherwise, like it becomes such a long conversation, a really long conversation. So, anyway, so what's it like to live in Doncaster?
I don't know, I've only lived here for years, lived here all his life.
Is that any good?
There's better places, but there's worse places as well.
I thought it was easy for us to arrive here today and park and come into town and to pick Roxanne from the train station. It was everything was dead easy for us, So yeah, it seems quite nice.
It's more just traffic going about.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
I do have a long lost friend here who lives here somewhere. It would have been great if he popped in, if I bumped into him, but probably not.
Where are you from?
We're doing this UK tour, go around the whole UK. I myself are from Torbay Way and Torquay Way. It's actually a mould and paint in Devon. You've got Harry's from Edinburgh in Scotland. You've got Roxanne over there from London. So we kind of
all different places.
we've kind of got ourselves we've hired a camper van and we're doing this UK tour. It went off to Ireland, it's been to Ireland, it's been to Scotland, it's gone around Scotland, and then we're starting to make our way down towards London way. And we're doing a kind of city every day.
I bet you get different results from different places though.
Oh, we do. Huddersfield was a nightmare. It was. They are pretty close-minded people over there, I thought. Yeah.
You'll find it I don't know what it is that causes it, but every area, there's so many different ways.
Yeah.
I'm doing sociology at college, so we've been learning about it, how in different social areas, how people react to
Yeah. Oh, believe it or not, most flat earthers become amazing at psychology and sociology. Amazing at it because we're interacting with so many different, attitudes and that, So if you want to, you have to become a flat earther quick because it would be great with your studying. Yeah, you'll become an expert. there you go. Yeah, good. I'll leave you alone because I want to speak to our fellow flat earther. But it's nice talking to you. All right, cheers. You all right? Right, guys. All right, buddy. All right, cheers. I heard that you're a fellow flat earther.
Yeah. I'll definitely take a pamphlet.
Yeah. Go for it. And I've got one of them. I've got one of them leaflets. One of them. Oh God, you can't have that one.
Yeah.
Because I've been given them ones as well.
Yes. I also leave like stickers because like.
Okay,
I should say, like when I do smoke.
Yes.
So when I do my job and I go around, I have to go to smoking like places in smoking offices that have like smoking showers.
Yes.
And normally they're like full of mold and things like that. So what I do on the outside.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because you see the vans, don't you? Clean me vans. So it's flat earth.
Like do my own activism.
Brilliant. So how long have you been kind of like? See, I don't really like the term awoke, but awake to this.
Awake to this probably about 2 years, I'd say.
2 years. So just a little bit before me, yeah.
When we lived in Africa, internet was quite expensive. I didn't hear about it, but I just thought it was a load of fundamental Christian fanatics.
Yes.
So I just kind of like kept pushing it aside, you know. And then when I got here, I had time. Got broadband internet.
Yeah. You start doing your own research. Yeah, and that's the brilliant part of it. You're doing your research, but there's a lot of people are so close-minded they won't even entertain any research. You know, they know.
I my daughter to school, and my parents live in Clacton-on-Sea.
Yes.
So every day I would take my daughter to school and we'd go along the coastline.
Right.
So I could see land across the coastline, which I shouldn't be really seeing.
Yeah. So I've just turned that. Oh, that's brilliant. That's really good meeting you. So you've been watching some of it then? Good. Oh, you seen that? I just got battered, slammed. You know, I left it up there because people need to see how the kids behave as well when they become mum-handed and that, and it just becomes one big laughing joke. You know,
fitting with the crowd. Everyone's gonna do it. They're not going to go against the crowd, otherwise they start looking.
That's it.
Foolish.
That's right. You know,
the thing is, the seed's there. It's planted, and they walk away. They make jokes.
Yeah. So I ran out of battery after about an hour and that, and but it kind of got worse and worse and worse, and these kids just wouldn't leave it alone, and they just kept on coming back, and it just become one big screaming, laughing fit with them all. You couldn't have a conversation with them.
I think the education system is starting to try to give them answers to all these questions.
Yeah. Oh, that's. Yeah, I can imagine that's going on. But I've just spoken to, it's weird enough, you know the couple I've just been speaking to then, and she says that her science teacher knows that the Apollo landings is fake, is teaching them that it's fake, you know, like, and what's it saying, that a lot of the science is rubbish, telling them this. Awesome. What a great science teacher.
You can't have pressure without a container.
Well, there you go. You know what? I never bring this up, you know. I keep forgetting. Oh, go on. I'll let you.
Don't worry.
Yeah. I never bring up the pressure and container system, and I need to kind of I need to have an argument set up for that.
The thing is, that's one of the things that got me is I'm an air conditioning technician, so I deal with pressures and vacuum.
Yeah.
So the vacuum, we pull the vacuum to take the moisture out of the sealed system.
I love it.
You can only have pressure when inside a container.
Right.
So the earth cannot be.
And the greatest vacuum in the world. I mean, it's greater than any vacuum that we could possibly create down here. So if there is no kind of like container, it has to be. Woof, it has to be. Yeah.
It's like having something like a huge stadium. Vacuum all the air out, and you drop one teardrop of water equivalent to the ground in the middle of that stadium.
Yeah. But they say gravity's pulling all this down, all this. And if that's the case, how come you can I don't know, light a fire and see smoke rise and stuff?
You know, like this. But you just said gravity pulls it all down. This atmosphere and that.
Magic is gravity.
It's magic. Harry Potter magic, I call it.
Harry Potter.
You know, Harry Potter. Yeah.
Tinkerbell magic. Fairy dust.
So you guys are from here?
Sheffield.
Sheffield. All right. Okay.
We just drove down to see you guys.
Yeah.
I'm from South Africa.
Yes.
Now living in Sheffield.
All right. Okay. We did Flat Earth in Sheffield not so long ago.
Yeah, I missed you guys. Yeah.
Ah.
We see it when you guys released it.
Yeah. No. We all videoed it in that. Yeah. The live stream is really new to this. You know.
So how do we know when you guys are in the area?
Yeah. There's a website called globelive.co.uk.
Okay.
And then on that, you just scroll down and you'll always see our dates and where we're going to be.
Because Facebook or anything like that. Or?
Yeah, we're on Facebook as well. You know, like so there is.
I'm on Facebook just as my name, Roxanne Glenn.
Yeah.
Find me. Jason Disbury and John Smith.
Yeah, he's on John Smith.
He's not on Harry.
Harry's on John Smith.
He's on his own list, yeah. But yeah, Jason Disbury, Roxanne Glenn, and I normally put all the links for the Globe Live, where the Globe Live website's got all of our details on it. In fact, David Gaston's got all of our links on it as well.
Really?
Yeah, if you go to that website there.
Oh right, he's got one of them. Yeah.
Everybody that's been involved in the tour and on social media.
Yeah.
And I think are you able to get to your Facebook from your YouTube?
Yes.
On my YouTube, there's a link on my Facebook.
Yeah.
So you can jump straight from there.
Sorry guys,
I'm going to maintain going on.
So I don't know yet, but I've been told that this guy that Harry's a bit of a troll, bit of a physics guy come down but I don't know, we'll see. I'll listen to the conversations later. You guys might know. I don't know if anyone's watching all the other live streams, you know. There you go. There you go. Is that one of them? There you go. All right. Yeah, still handing leaflets out and that. Oh, good. Do I see a troll in the? Do I see a troll? I've got a troll in. What's it in the chat? Come on, Dave, get on with it. Hey, if you can see a troll in the chat, come on, sort it out, bud. Cheers, buddy. I've just spotted you. Have you got 3 live streams open there, Dave? Oh, here we go. Well done, Dave. There you go. Would you like a leaflet there? No, you okay? So, there you go. Yeah, so the guy I was talking to, the fellow flat earther from Sheffield, you know, really nice guy. Yeah, but he missed us when we did Sheffield last time. Guys, this Globe Live UK tour is not a one-off. We've been giving it so much more thought. It's going to continue. So we'll have a little break after this one. You know, we'll do the finale, and then watch out for round 2. You know, watch this space. If you keep it in your browser, you know, like globelive.co.uk, you'll always see, and we'll announce it on YouTube and that, and then you'll see the new tour dates and things. You know, but yeah. Let's get behind, you know, let's all get behind Globe Live UK Tour number 2, and let's see if we can make it bigger and better, and get you guys to come with us. Guys, get down here with us and see us and meet us and help out, and let's get this done and dusted. Let's get this, you know, like the biggest thing, biggest subject talked about in the whole of the UK. Let's not just sit round. I mean, like so many. I hear people that have been, you know, flat earthers for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and well, for me, I'm not happy with that. I'm really not happy with that. It's just kind of that I find that soul destroying. The fact that in 4 or 5 years' time, I could be a flat earther. 5 years in, and nothing's happened. You know, no big big debates. You know, like it pains me the thought of it to be 5 years in and nothing's happened. No, let's really open up the whole of UK to flat Earth and make sure that everybody knows about it and everybody's asking questions. That's what we need. There you go. Got a good voice. Yeah. Yeah, pretty good, isn't he?
I know you were still lovely to say. The people fall in love and still.
Quite a busy place, this. This is, if you just joined us, this is Doncaster. I'm assuming it's a Saturday, is it? Is it the 20th? Oh, let's there you go. You're right.
I've just watched some theories on it and I think it's amazing.
Excellent.
You know, on YouTube and that.
Yes.
Can I give you these? I've got to go and put some money on my card.
No problem.
Shane Dawson.
Shane Dawson.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was a little bit unsure and I think he's probably explained it all to him.
Are you okay to speak? Yeah, you're okay. That's okay.
And I just found it really intriguing because he was like, no, you'll never believe flat earthers and all this lot. And then when his brother explained it, he was questioning it. And I thought, yeah, he's got a lot of questions that need
because
answering, really.
you're an adult and you should be allowed to question this.
Exactly.
Not mocked,
So
not,
many.
it shouldn't be taboo, it should be an open
so
discussion.
Many conspiracy theories about everything and like there's cover-ups for everything. So
well, on this now, most flat earthers now, we've moved away from the conspiracy theory. We kind of think this is now a conspiracy knowing. We've got far too much evidence to think it's just a theory now. Far too much evidence. I don't know if you've seen at the back of that leaflet. This is all land that you shouldn't be able to see. It's meant to be hidden over the ball. Meant to be hidden. I mean, that's 65 miles away. You can still see land. Not meant to. That one's that's Calais to Dover. You can still see Dover from Calais.
Yeah.
You're not meant to.
Yeah,
you know, like
insane,
3 miles should be hidden. On that one? 273 miles away.
yeah.
See, we've never asked these questions before. We know, and
It is. It's pretty new, isn't it? I think it's pretty new.
well, I think it's the new technology of cameras and things that are coming out and that. There's a website in there and it's called FE Start. It's inside. www.festart.co.uk. It's got some great films for you to watch and. I mean, look at this. I look at this and I think, which one seems more real? Because when I look up at the stars, I see all the stars and that. But that's what we're presented. This is official footage of NASA and the continents, 2012, 2013. I mean, you can see there's a problem there.
Yeah, that's not right at all, is it? Yeah.
But they say they're official.
Oh, go on then.
That's the moon landings and no blast crater underneath.
No, I've watched conspiracies and that, and I've got to admit, I really don't think we landed on the moon. The films that I saw on that was absolutely shocking.
Yeah.
Like the main things with the shadows.
Yes. Waving flags.
Where the camera's views was taken.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. The cameras. Yeah. They seem to have this perfect focus from their chest everywhere.
Yeah.
And they couldn't see. They had no lens on. They couldn't see what they were looking at, but it was perfect every time.
Yeah. It was. It convinced me. As soon as I watched that program, that convinced me. We'd not been on the moon.
So at that point, that becomes not a theory to you. That's a knowing. That's a fact for you.
I mean, there were reason behind it as well. There were reason for them to do it. I mean, Russians as well.
Well,
space and all.
I feel as though I'm going past that reason now. But you're quite right. Initially, I thought that's what it was. For me, I kind of think they're all in the same bed together. I think there's more to it.
There's an awful lot government eyes from us. They hide too much from us, I think. I mean, that's why everybody's got so many conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
And I mean, things that are from years and years and years and years, hundreds of years ago. Why can't they just admit it?
Yeah.
It's not going to affect anything now, other than the fact that people that believe it was to be fake. They're going to be able to say, yeah, I was right. Other than that, no, it's going to happen. So why don't they just admit the truth?
So let me ask you one question now. Do you believe your governments and education have your best interests at heart?
I don't know.
It doesn't.
No.
Yeah.
I don't.
There you go.
No. I'm on your side of this, definitely.
Excellent. That's brilliant.
I mean, I've not read all
And-
this, I've
and-
not seen all this, but I've seen little bits, reason to believe that there's something in it. There's definitely something in it.
Oh, there really is. I mean, I'm not going to try and go into it too much now.
I mean, I don't know what
There's some
difference it would
videos
make.
there.
I don't know what difference it would make to anybody. whether
You'll be
it's like-
self-empowered, the fact that you know the truth. You know, you'll be empowered. It'll make a huge difference to you.
I mean, why would they lie about something like that at first?
Yeah, well, you know what Harry says to that question? It's like, I don't know because I'm not doing the lying, but I think myself, I think that because no one's ever been taken to court, so there isn't concrete proof. So it'll only be my theory. I think it's control. I think it's control, money control, to keep you where you are. You're not a millionaire. You're not going to be doing experiments. You're not going to be traveling and finding out things for yourself. It's control. Okay, so I think it might be control of there is further lands. Okay.
I mean, I saw the bit about, is it the Antarctic?
Antarctica.
Where you can't fly over it.
Well, they don't fly over it. That's the thing.
You're not allowed past a certain point.
Antarctic Treaty.
Yeah, and I mean, why? There's no reason for that.
Yeah,
why
yeah,
would
yeah.
you not be allowed to go past it?
Because we accept that we can't go over. What's it? The Roswell base, what's the name base? Area 51. So we accept that you can't go over there because there's something funny going on, and there's all hidden national secrets and stuff. And things. So we accept that. But when we mentioned about what's it Antarctica and the Antarctic Treaty and all that, and we say, oh yeah, they won't let you go down and stuff and all that. Everyone goes, oh, I don't believe in all that. I've seen someone who went down there. Even David Attenborough went down there and that. But hang on, they went to the shoreline and coast and they're maybe 50 or 100 miles in or something. You know, like.
Nobody knows that.
No, we haven't explored Antarctica.
Because I saw that bit where that could be the edge.
Could be there, yeah, that's right. I mean, some people say that, you know, like we're in its dome or something. You know, like some people think that it might be infinite, it might carry on forever. We just don't know. They are the theories that we have, but we don't know. You know, and I think it's good not to know some things. You know, like, but I'd like to know that. You know, I think everyone should do.
It'd be nice if government did lie to us and just told us everyone.
Just get on with it. You know, like,
We've all got to live here.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Why not just tell us the truth?
I'll tell you why. I'll give you that why. Because your governments are a bunch of psychopaths. There you go.
And I'll tell you one thing that I'm convinced of. There's a lot of paedophilia in the government.
Oh yeah. I think that keeps coming out. That does.
And they're making them sound look fools because they're slipping up and saying things.
Yeah. That does come out. That does.
Like saying that we should legalise it up to certain ages and stuff like that. Sorry, but only paedophiles think that way, don't we?
You do see me bite my bottom lip there, and
I don't even want to get into it yet.
Yeah.
It just makes me angry.
It does makes me angry. That does. Yeah.
Too much there. It's too much there. So I believe this is it.
Well, you're on the right track. Check out them videos. All right then. There you go. Excellent. God, what a difference. It's like night and day here between Huddersfield and Doncaster. Everybody seems switched on here. Huddersfield, they were, maybe it was because we were next to some sort of university or something, but they seem to be bloody robots, like clueless thinking bloody robots that really can't think for themselves. No critical thinking, just let's pass them bloody exams. Let's get a good career. Let's get some money. Let's get a good job and all that. And you know, they're not thinking for themselves. Been there, done that. Yeah. Alright. Just quietening down a little bit here, a little bit. Less fluoride in the water here. There you go. See, Dave knows what's going on. You heard it from Dave at Trinity 4. Less fluoride in Doncaster. That would be interesting to find out them. Wonder if we can get some tests on the water system. So I should take a vial of every town that we go to, every town and city, a vial of water, and we'll have it all analysed and tested. Wouldn't that lead to some
to something. That'd be awesome, that would. I like that. How's it going, Harry? How's it going?
Great. I've had some fantastic interactions today. They've all been positive.
Isn't it weird?
Every one of them has been positive.
As Dave just said, there's less fluoride in the water. It's kind of weird.
The flat earth was on there.
Yeah.
About 5 people came down, especially meters supporters.
Yeah.
With donations.
Yeah.
I've not had one negative interaction yet. So all been positive.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
I've actually been chilled out all day and relaxed, and I've enjoyed today. It's not been difficult. It's not been hard. It's
a bit of a contrast to what you experienced yesterday.
It's kind of, it really is. It's weird. Yeah, no, it's a good day today.
This guy is really open-minded.
There you go.
Consider it all.
All right.
Excellent.
Oh no, that's the opposite. We find most of the young ones are a little bit more indoctrinated. No, you're switched on then if you're open-minded. Yeah. There you go. There you go.
You know, someone says, I can kick a ball in net. Prove it, do it.
Get on it.
Dare you.
Actions.
You say, I dare you, do it. Prove
Yeah. There you go.
Not a big one.
So you came across this before then?
Well, you could do it.
You've come across it before, all this?
No,
Or?
first time.
Really? Did he give you a leaflet? I see you got a leaflet. Well, there's a website in your leaflet.
Yeah.
Make sure you get to that. Yeah, I mean, I say there's some great videos on there, and we always try and tell people, which I've been forgetting today. Don't believe a word he said. Don't believe a word I say.
I ran into this a few years ago.
Okay.
Doing my SIA course. I've been back and forth. It's block telling me about the plane, you know, like, why? Because if you notice it, it's always so quiet.
Mad, isn't it? It makes no sense why they go all the way up and all the way back down again.
But you know what? It probably does make sense. Probably wasting fucking flight money.
Tell you what, yeah, come over here. I don't know if you've seen it. It is. No, that's all right. It's okay. So these are the things that they do. They go up and then they go back down.
Yeah, but why?
But it makes perfect sense. Look at this. It makes perfect sense. Okay, makes perfect sense.
Then, seeing that, is it a corner? Why if it's flat as well?
Because
you get what I mean?
Well, you know the best on a ball. The best way to get to there is down over Antarctica and back again.
Oh, not even that. Just go. Oh, over. No.
Just makes no sense. Makes no sense whatsoever. But it does when you start putting all the pieces together. It makes perfect sense on a flat Earth.
Yeah.
I think it's. You spotted that, did you? Well done.
Hang on a minute here.
Well, that's their official NASA photographs.
That's shorter on that one.
No, you're mistaken. You're talking rubbish.
It's like it looks like.
It's bloody obvious, isn't it? Is it not obvious? And yet that's what you presented, official NASA images of Earth. Well, it's like we're told that these stars are trillions and quadrillions of miles away, okay? And yet we can focus in on them, and we see them sparkling and shimmering and all that. It looks like frequencies in water, and they make all these patterns and they move around and all that. How the hell can my camera? It's not. I can't see bloody 20 miles down the road. Yeah, I can see all these bloody stars doing all of this business, and it makes no sense.
Yeah, I mean they used to set it, didn't they? It's the size of a grain of sand.
Yeah, they're trying to make you insignificant.
Hang on a minute here. How big's your flipping tape measure?
There you go.
I want one.
Well, there you go. And that's the same with like the sun. The sun's meant to be 93 million miles away. Who measured that?
Jeremy Clarkson with his fucking 220 mile an hour car, isn't it?
Well, yeah, well,
Do
you understand what we're saying there? I mean, so we're asking legitimate questions, and that we're not getting any answers, for these questions, or we're getting bullshit.
See, the thing I do agree with is the satellites. I believe there is some.
Okay.
Maybe.
Can I try and persuade you? I'll give you a different alternative. Satellites. See all these figures here.
See that sexual Earth? I'd say they'd have to be.
Okay.
They'd have to be.
Yeah. Okay.
It can't be this far.
Well, I'll give you a different way of thinking. This here, this is the thermosphere. That's where the International Space Station is. It gets as hot as 2,000 degrees Celsius.
No, what's in it?
See what?
Nothing that can ever that.
So what we're saying is that with radiative heat, once it makes contact with a satellite and there's no oxygen molecules to take the heat away, it just gets hotter and hotter and hotter, and then it will melt.
To be honest, prove it's that.
So
Prove it's hotter than 2,000.
when you make a phone call, okay, and if you look at all your satellite dishes,
I know where my phone calls come. You seen that motorway, the little towers.
So right, so you know that, okay. So all your GPSs and all that, it's just triangulation. That's all GPS
Same
is.
as your radio. Not many people know this. Round here, your radio comes from Emily Mast. You know what that is?
Okay, I don't know this area, but yeah.
There's a tower, Emily Mast.
Okay.
It's made out of rubber. It sways in wind.
Oh, right.
Radio waves can go round there. Not bouncing up there.
No, right. Okay.
So, you know, I know that because,
So we don't believe that GPS is up there. We don't believe these satellites up there.
I'll
throw one more thing.
I believe there's GPS because how does your sat nav work?
I'd say triangulation.
Cell phone towers.
Cell phone towers.
Spread everywhere.
Triangulation.
Simple. It's so simple.
So once you start looking into it and you get more
So
reasons.
when you get in your car,
towers,
so when you get in a car, let's say you get in your car, because all these new ones have these hack-on crap, because they're not as good as jumping normal ones you buy, but if you get the satellite, the sat nav, you're telling me that's a mobile phone, right?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, because you can ring off it.
Can I just say one more thing? Ask
triangulation.
Harry why he's involved as a flat earther when it comes to his drone and his satellites.
Yeah, I fly drones. I'm told to work off satellites. I have to wait till I get connection and have the green lights and then I can go. But then I was losing connection about somewhere remote or in a valley. I said, why is that? So I
You do, don't you? Like use mobile signal every
when
now
you're
and
out of range of the
then. If satellites are that good,
they'll be there all the time.
See, you
Like it's weird. It's like it's like having Sky. It's like having Sky in house. We've got to have a Sky booster upstairs.
Yeah.
Because being upstairs, I lose signal. Why?
Exactly the
Sky
same.
were that good with their satellites.
Yeah.
Why am I not getting the same signal toilet that I am downstairs in the living room?
I lose signal.
So daft, you know.
I
Really?
lose signal on a drone exactly the same, but I lose signal on my mobile phone.
Yeah.
Telling me.
At the same time.
GPS
When the satellite is meant to be there.
Mobile network.
Where's the satellite meant to be?
I'll give you £1,000 now to research for real footage for satellite in space.
Find a real picture of the satellite.
CGI picture, that's all.
I've lost the ground, haven't I?
No, I was going to give you a grand, yeah.
Well, I was going to say.
In my eyes, though, right? For me to know there's a satellite, for me to know where it is, I want to see it myself.
Hey, brilliant.
I want to go up there with my own camera.
Yeah.
Like someone else.
Yeah.
Well, we do. We want to
Think about it.
find any
Internet,
pictures.
there's Photoshop.
Yeah.
That's
We're
right.
living in a world at time of easy deceit.
Yeah.
Easy deceit.
Yeah.
We're living in fantasy.
There you go. Yep, Harry's right. One switched on guy.
Unless you believe in optics.
Well, we're reading something out there.
Oh, Roxanne's got back to the trial. I might be disingenuous. He may not be a trial, but you guys might know more about it if you've got the other streams on the go. Getting a bit hungry today. Hi Richie, nice to have you with us. Have you got 3 streams open as well, Richie? It must be so weird for you guys, you know, like I've been doing the 3 streams and that. To listen to 3, you know, like 3 programs, all on the same area, with 3 different conversations on the go. I will try it tonight. I'll put all 3 streams on at the same time. I'll have a go at that. There we go. I keep coming over to the X Factor lad. He actually sounds pretty good. I am into house music myself. I like a bit of Pete Tong, you know. There you go. I need to get some more leaflets.
What did you say? I think that'd be good. I actually said I don't have all.
There you go. All leafleted up. And we've been handing out. Handing out research flat Earth. FlatEarth101.com. There you go. There you go. You alright, buddy? Just like a leaflet there? You okay? There you go. People that seem to know where they live. Don't know if you know, this is Georgie boy. Who's been helping us today. He's had a few conversations. So Georgie boy is officially a flat smacker. Roxanne has been. I think I've been told she's been trolled, but it seems like I think he's listening as well. Or Roxanne won't give him a chance. Well done, Roxanne. You know. Harry's at it again. Harry's had some great interactions today. So that would be great. So we've only been here a couple of hours. The difference between here and Huddersfield is night and day. Yesterday it was just so awful, it was yesterday. But today, yeah, it's really pretty calm. Yeah, we're not being overrun with people here today, so I think Roxanne, it doesn't matter whether she's got a troll or not. I'd say we're not being overrun, so we've got Poundland here, right outside Poundland in Doncaster, and everybody likes a bargain, so being right outside, people are going to want to venture over at some point. This is what I like about towns that you can express yourself. There's a guy over there busking. There was someone playing a trumpet or something before. Kind of where I live at Torquay and that, I mean, like, it's like a £100 fine just for handing a leaflet where I live. £100 fine. It's just nonsense. So where we stood was just outside the area of town, you know, we were right on the harbour, so that we didn't get them fines. It's just nonsense. Yeah. I don't know if you can see, that's what Harry's doing. He's filming and live streaming at the same time. And that's harder than you think that. Yes. Yeah, Tommy, we are. Would you like one of them? There you go, buddy. Is it over the crap, is it? Is it? As in a sphere or a round disc or?
It's a spinning ball.
How do we know this? No, I'm asking.
Where do you get gravity from? It's because it's spinning.
Okay, could you tell me what gravity is?
A force pulling this to Earth. You put something.
Okay, you said. Can you prove that there's a force pulling this in?
Yeah.
How can you prove that?
You've only got to take something to big the sky in an airplane and drop it, and you've got to fall. You watch bombers in World War II.
Could it be density and buoyancy? Could the molecules in this be heavier than the air around it so it drops? Could it be as simple as that? See, that's an explanation, but when I ask for an explanation of gravity, what is this magical force that's pulling everything to the ground, that even science can't? That's why it's called the theory of gravity. Do you? I can't argue with that. You know, that would be a belief, and I can't argue with that because it really could be that. You could be right. So where are you on, like, sort of the Big Bang and creationism?
I'm a Christian. So I believe that God made
So,
it.
excellent. So because the bit for me, the Big Bang is complete and utter nonsense that they're trying to. See, you're halfway there. You are. You know, like what do they say? There's so many references in the Bible that say about a flat and immovable Earth. Okay, that non-rotating.
We get to edge of Earth, we fall off then.
Yeah, that's programming. Because we all say that, but like no flat earther I've ever met has ever actually said there's an edge.
From here and go round to Australia, you go right round. Come right back to England.
Why doesn't it show up on the the ultimate on the I forget what it's called. I lost me thing on there. I forget what. The artificial horizon. God, sorry, I couldn't get the name out. See that one there? Artificial horizon. Why doesn't it show? If I was to fly to Australia now, would it not invert and go upside down? Why do we fly level? Because this guy here is a physics professor, and he says that gravity has no play in a gyroscope. Gyroscopes are rigid in space. Okay, well, so if that's the case,
if it is flat, then where is Australia then?
Okay, it's out on the edge there. Can you see that? Australia.
So if you fly, if you flew past Australia, then
okay.
you'd end up on the edge of Earth.
So what it is, we go east and west. When we go around continents. Okay. Apparently, well, I don't know. I've never said that. Well, there is a 200-foot ice wall, and there are shorelines in Antarctica. Okay, but. No one has ever gone north to south, ever. No one has ever done 24,900 miles, and no explorer, expedition leader has ever done a 24,900 mile flight. Well, they've gone around the continents, haven't they? I mean, you know, like that's the thing. That's anything they've done. They've gone east to west around the continents. No one's ever done north to south. These are the questions that we're asking. There's a 24-hour sun. I don't know if you're aware of this. There's a 24-hour sun in the north. Okay, 24 hours. You can film it. 24 hours. There should be one in the south, but there's no footage of it. But they're still meant to have it. Yeah. But if we're on a ball and we do 24 hours in the north, there has to be 24 hours in the south. We're on a ball. Don't forget. Okay. Okay, but it's still on the ball. It will still be a 24-hour sun somewhere. Yeah. So Antarctica and science, they do tell us there is a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. The main points. There's too many points. You're being lied to. You are. I don't know. I'm not lying to you. You need to ask them. So.
You're talking about the government.
The government. Yeah. I would say that the government, NASA, the elites, whoever's controlled. You need to ask them. I'm not lying.
Why would you?
Don't know.
Are you not asking yourselves before coming up with this?
No, because we're trying to establish the facts first. Because that's what you would do in a murder scene, wouldn't you? You would establish that there has been a murder, and then you would say why. So we're establishing the facts first. So can we see? I'm live streaming right now. You're seeing to the world of YouTube. Look, we see lands that we shouldn't be able to see. Okay, so we're on this ball. Okay, there has to be a mathematical formula, the curvature formula. Okay, a curvature drop. It's based on Pythagorean's theorem, spherical trigonometry, and it's 8 inches per square mile. It drops. Okay. At Blackpool Promenade, this was in the Blackpool Gazette, at 65 miles away, you're meant to have 2,584 feet of curvature. It should be hidden under the curvature, so you shouldn't be seeing this land, but you can. The highest mountain is 2,000 feet. Okay, this is Dover to Calais, and we're not meant to see 300 feet should be missing, but we can still see Dover. This is 273 miles away, and you can still see land. 3 miles should be hidden. But we seem to switch off. We're not asking these questions. Okay, well, does that not bring up red alarm? Is that not a red alarm for you to say, well, hang on, you've got a point there. I need to look into this.
Point by showing me a picture of that.
Well, no, I'm asking you to go away. Do you think you could go away and check it out for yourself? And not believe it? Did you know about this then?
The ships do disappear eventually.
Okay, when you say that? Is it not down to our perspective and the fact that we haven't got extra camera technology to see further because of the density of air pollution?
I mean, I've not carried out my experiment myself.
But you must have seen them on YouTube. They bring the whole hull back into focus and put it. But you're right. After a time, you still can't see. You know, like, and that's just because of more air pollution and more density and that. You know, because here it's all nice and crystal clear all around me here. But if I put my camera right the way down there, it becomes all hazy. So that's the way that works. I know it's a massive subject in that, you know, like all we're doing is saying, look, guys, don't believe a word that we're saying. For you guys to go away, there's a website in there. There's some videos to watch. Watch a couple of videos, and then you know the word debunk.
Yes.
Bloody debunk it. Debunk it.
There is loads of debunk.
There is, and then, but if you look hard enough, you'll find debunked videos of the debunked videos.
Yeah.
You know, because we pull them to bits. Yeah. These guys who are debunking. It's just that YouTube is now becoming more controlled.
Like, where are you guys from?
Well, all different. Edinburgh, London, and Devon. No, nothing. We're all just individual. We're just individuals that, you know, like it's almost the biggest debate talk on the internet now. You know, like it's the biggest thing that's happening, and we're just coming together and to ask you guys, look, guys, you may have been wrong, you may have been mistaken. Is it worth just checking it out? That's all we're asking. Grab a leaflet. It's nice talking to you, buddy. There you go. Just got a little bit more busier. He's doing well. He's doing well. Yeah. Right. Oh, you're famous! You alright, buddy? Yeah, I think Roxanne needs to come away now. I'll have to give her a budge. But I think we all go through it where someone drowns us and takes all our time away. You know, like, because if she's getting through to him, then fair enough. But if she's not, you know, like, well, she'll look back on this and we'll have a little talk later. We'll see. All right. Have you come across it before?
Yeah, I have. I was talking to Amanda, but I've been watching on YouTube before, like conspiracy theories, and I believe it.
Really? You're switched on. You're from Doncaster?
Not originally, but I live in Doncaster.
Excellent.
Not far away,
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. It's great that you switched on. We were just commenting that maybe people who live here and all that there's not much fluoride in the water system or something, because you all seem a bit more open-minded and that. So, brilliant. Excellent. So, yeah.
My husband thinks about it a lot as well, because I'm talking about like different planes. Going from one place to another, but something happened that they had to land, but they wouldn't just go land. They had to go land. I can't remember.
Well, I'll explain it to you and all that. Are you okay on? What it was, the one that I came across was it was the woman giving birth.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're talking about. I think she was coming from somewhere like Taiwan or something, and then they had to make this emergency landing and all that, and she should have gone over. She should have gone over Hawaii and then landed in Los Angeles or something, but she didn't. She went to Alaska.
Yeah, but why did they do that?
Well, she went so far out of the way, and they landed in Alaska and all that. That made no sense on the globe. But when you looked at it as a flat, made perfect sense. You know that. But there's lots of these things. You know, like I look at the Argentina flights that go to South Africa, Australia, and that, and like they should be going over the Antarctica. It should be a done deal. Just get high enough, go over Antarctica. Who cares about the cold? They go in extreme cold weathers anyway. Who cares about that? And that would be the quickest route, wouldn't it? Over the top of the ball. But that flight doesn't exist. They come all the way back up to, well, I think it's up to Saudi Arabia or somewhere and back down again or something.
I was
Yeah.
husband was saying, you talk me to death.
You know, of all the anomalies and things that are going wrong and all that, I keep telling people I would need an encyclopedia set of all the anomalies.
The thing about the actual picture of the Earth from the satellite or the spaceship, whatever, that wasn't real.
Yes.
That wasn't a real picture.
Yeah, yeah.
It couldn't possibly have been that real picture.
Yeah.
I believe that too.
Because they did this famous picture of they're on the moon and you can see Earth. What's it? Earthrise they call it. Earthrise, which made no sense. How can you have Earthrise from the moon? They were stood on the face of the moon. Earth would be there above us, right up there in the sky. That's where Earth is, and yet you've got Earthrise. So you can see the horizon of the moon. Of course, it's fake. You know, like it just makes it's obvious it's fake. But it's things like that that.
Getting people to keep me convinced.
Yeah, well.
Because they're brainwashed.
Well, you just said it. I'm nicer than you are. I'm not nicer than you. I call it indoctrinated. You know, like, but yeah, brainwashed.
They're told from primary school.
For sure, of course they're brainwashed. You know, it's indoctrination, and
Yes.
but yeah, that's amazing. You know, like that.
Got
Yeah.
your channel things.
Yes, great, good stuff. Yeah, and there's some videos, there's a website in there, some videos to watch.
Yeah, I read about this before. Floating by in the background.
So when you come down the corner and you see, what's your thoughts when you see
No
this?
way, somebody else is thinking the same as me, so I'm not the only one getting laughed at.
So you've talked to friends, family, and that.
Yeah, they sort of listen and they can hear the cogs going a wee bit, because you present them with some evidence and they're thinking about it.
Yeah.
It takes a while to change somebody's mind, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, that's the difficult part. I always try and do it as almost like a red pill, you know, that, and just say, look, I'm not going to change your mind in 5 minutes. Please go away, watch some videos. I hope to give them something to want to question something.
Aye.
You know, that's good enough. Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. Nice to talk to you. All right. Did you? You haven't got a leaflet there, have you? Is that one of them? And you don't want to be on? Well, everyone's live streaming here. That's okay. Yeah. Just didn't want to be live streamed. Oh, that's a great conversation. Yeah, there you go. Switched on Doncaster. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'll say that, I mean, but there is a few people that are so switched off. Like this guy here, I think, maybe. Unless he's a flat earther. There we go, Harry's going in for there. No, not having it. I know where I live. I'm on the ball. Get lost. I'm laughing at you. Haha. Sorry, I'm having a condescending sort of hour. Yeah. Roxanne's getting really trolled here.
Sorry?
Roxanne's getting really...
Yeah, we said that earlier on because he's going to be here all day.
He needs to kind of go now. It's not fair. Roxanne's come out for the day. She's not going to enjoy it, will she?
Well, Roxanne can go away if she doesn't.
Yeah.
But there's 3 of us, so we've more people to cope.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Isn't it great there was more of us here than
Yeah, there's so much more chilled as well.
Yeah, it's more chilled.
Because we're not getting slammed. It's been all manageable and it's brilliant. You know. Yeah, buddy. Take a leaflet there. There you go. Give it to your sore hand. I would have to do that, sorry. There you go.
You're not going to accept it in Pepper.
Yeah, and I know, Tapper, it's just, there's always a troll everywhere we go. Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, you're right. Check the leaflet there. There you go.
I've read up all on this and I'm totally...
Yay!
I have a look into all sorts of...
Are you okay, Arcab? Are you okay?
Oh, God, no.
No, I can turn it away?
Yeah.
That's okay.
No, turn it
No,
off.
that's right. I'll just leave it at that. Oh, brilliant.
No, but
That's
it's
good
still
stuff.
running, so...
Oh, yeah, it's live. We're live, you
I
see.
know.
Yeah. So I'll just keep it away from you.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. So when did you kind of realise what's going on?
I used to work somewhere where a guy went there and these sort of open-minded trying to get things like this.
Right.
And oh gosh, I just question everything now, and I believe nothing we're being told.
And what about like, do you feel sort of kind of like robbed education-wise and things at school that you were kind of that we see? I was indoctrinated. I feel I was indoctrinated, and
I just think everything's a great big fight. Well, I don't watch news anymore, and I don't vote.
yeah, but you do believe in government, though, don't you?
No.
No.
No, absolutely not.
Right. So they haven't got your best interests at heart.
No.
No.
I
think if we ask more people that question first, I think that should be the first question. And I would say 9 out of 10 people would say, of course not, don't be bloody staffed.
Yeah.
They haven't got our best interests at heart.
Yeah.
Nothing, not a chance.
No, I've just got an open mind. I think you should question everything.
See, I had a really tight, closed mind. I have so much respect with people with open minds and all that. And that, yeah, brilliant. You should question.
Yeah.
You know,
there's lots of. I don't want to talk on that, but I don't think you can turn it off.
Yeah, that's the thing, because it's like you can't set it back up, you know, like, I'm sorry.
I mean, we just put it on Google, so you get
Google, Facebook, YouTube, the whole giving up. You're quite right to be. We've got to the stage now, we need to use these tools, we know this. We need to use
Someone had seen that. You just sit and educate yourself. The problem is to just read everybody's
That's right.
and
Did you ever come across the
yes, absolutely. I know all about it.
you guys in Doncaster, what was for like, did you want to
When you start to because at the minute they're trying to do that where they're not less food standards with time with them American food industry. You know, Westminster don't have GM food.
Really?
Read up on it. They do, so
I will be reading.
So that's all you need to know.
Sea level, bro. I don't look out for it, bro. Don't look like that, does it?
Yeah.
Like we look out for it for 5 miles, it don't start to
I spent 4.5 months, well, the first 2 months, 4.5 months keep on to it, but the first 2 months, I thought that this is right. I'm Uber, so I was I was kind of holding on to the balls. I thought if you were for that, you'll be something
exactly there.
I'm really upset that you're not everyone would have loved like
your movie. I think your perspective is moving.
No, I've been putting my finger over the microphone. Yeah, for live streaming and all that, it'd be like it's so difficult to try and walk away all the time.
I did it. Why would that be? I think we all can use our own research when it comes to life.
No, that's right. That was the stage. Either destroyed or abandoned. when it comes to those huge rockets, only a small amount of them actually makes it out.
Either way, it's 2018.
So why not run the first one from the start?
Why? The people that listen to the report do not have definitive proof.
Sometimes it was proof because it was the live footage where it followed the Earth. It followed it round, and you got to see the fall off as it went round. It's the job for that. Who's to say it's
I think that's like an on Schwarzenegger thing when everyone's like globe fans. And they're like, no, we saw it. You wanted to see it, so you saw it for what it was. Like people thought Tesla was legit.
I'm thinking
You know,
there's
like
two
people.
problems here. When there is a piece of evidence but it's digital,
No, but
and part of the problem
I'm
as
not
well.
going to show you footage, and I'm not going to accept footage. Does that make sense? But I said live footage. People would start.
That one way following it around, that is live. Part of the problem is that because it's above us, that far away, it does take time.
Now look on there, it's 6,000 feet below the horizon. 6,000 feet. So I said, well, why is it 6,000 feet below the horizon? On the horizon, and it's still flat. So something's not flat.
It'd start bending. Do you know what? One thing that I can put towards yours, the only thing I've ever queried and questioned about it, you look at right now,
yeah,
and you look at flight plans.
Here, over here.
What you can't do, mate, is you just turn it back round.
But I think, you know, some
What's it?
Oh. Sorry guys, she's such an awake person, the one who I was speaking to there. I'll just let you have a quick peek of her back. But she was so awake, so that she knows that she doesn't want to be on Google, she doesn't want to be data tracked and that, she doesn't want to be on social media. And that makes so much sense. The fact that, you know, like, we know Google's tracking us, we know YouTube's tracking and storing data, and these people know all about us. We know this is going on. She wants none of it. You know, she doesn't want to be part of that, but she knows about big pharma. She knows about the GMO, and you know, like, and the government's lying to us about bloody everything. Yeah, really switched on lady. I don't think you could hear that well. She really didn't want to be on, and because it's a live stream and all, that's quite difficult sometimes to take your camera away. So, but yeah, another positive one. You know, it's Doncaster. It's kind of weird, you know. There we go. No, he's still at it. He's doing good.
Say that Ali melts at 600 or
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Brilliant.
Say that out, you've got a bit more.
Brilliant. I'd like to. Wonder if it's a conversation that I can get in on. Let's have a go.
Well, we use this information before we even think about it. And then the info's out there now.
atmosphere. There's been no shit left to go through.
Hey, hi, Jack. You've been what's it? Talking to these guys about it all.
My mission was this guy here.
Are you educated? Are you?
It's not daft.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Because we find this is the biggest barrier of flat Earth. It's education. You know, we call it indoctrination. You know, and it's not an insult or anything. It's just the fact that
We all went through it.
yeah. It's like we talked about gravity. You know, like gravity. I mean, like this magical theory, that's never been proven. You know, like that holds water to this big sphere. And you ask people, they can demonstrate. Oh yeah, gravity. Let's just drop something and all that. But if you ask them to prove this, you don't get. There is no proof that something's pulling.
It's gravity pulling it, and not just the fact that it's heavier than air.
Density and buoyancy.
It really is that
It's heavier.
simple.
Helium just floats off.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
It's special.
It showed you about the land that you shouldn't be able to see.
Yeah, you've seen it. 275 mile.
It's questions like this that we think it's enough of a opener for you to want to check it out further. Just enough. There you go.
Fucking straight, mate.
Every one of them used.
And it sounds daft, all of this. Yeah.
You get them dodgy mirrors that bend, and what they look like, your legs are right fucking short and your body's massive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
it's different, mate.
No one can change your mind in 5 minutes.
No,
you know, like, and we don't expect that. What we're hoping for is that you're willing to check out some videos. That's it.
That part of the whole
You know. He's doing quite well. Sorry, he didn't really want to go on camera. So you got one guy who's really switched on, and then you got the other guy who's not so switched on. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Turn the leaflet there, buddy. Yeah, okay. No problem. That's okay. Oh yeah, you go ahead. Yeah, where the people come here just to market, take a couple of pictures and all that. That's great. They're still getting the word out. Still doing the job for us. Brilliant. Oh, got no music now. All the music's gone. Do get funny looks, you know, like from a few people. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, I've just seen that. There is no curve. No matter what you do, there's no curve. From where I live in Torbay, if I drive to Brixham and look over there, look across the sea to Exmouth, I can still see Exmouth Beach. There is no curve. When you look across 50, it's only 15 miles, but 40 feet should be hidden. That's 40 feet of the entire beach gone, but you can still see the beach. You know, there's so much evidence. If you're open-minded and willing and to look into it and hand on heart that you're looking at it from an unbiased viewpoint, you know, it's just obvious to me that you will become a flat earther if you come at it from an unbiased viewpoint. Hey, I think we've lost our troll. Yep. He hasn't come over to troll me. I'm not in the mood for trolls, really. You know, you'll see a different attitude in me when it comes to a troll now. I'm just not having it when they come out with their physics bullshit. You know. Should I leave it there, buddy? I see you guys looking. You okay? Fine. Yeah. Ho, 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 ho. No, we're good. This is proper flat smacking now. Flat smacking. Harry's having a good conversation. Yeah, I don't want to invade on the conversations and that. But I'm sure we'll see them conversations later. So this is the famous wall, becoming famous. It's a flat Earth magnet.
I think it is on his live stream. But yeah, I mean,
We're live. So you're pretty switched on then, for what I was hearing.
Yeah.
So are you a flat earther then? So right, so you're almost on the fence, but you're just about to tip over. Well, that's good. That's good. Because I mean, you should. It took me 4.5 months to completely debunk this.
Yeah.
You know, like so I was on that fence for a while, so I kind of know. And you should be there for a while. I don't think anyone should get in and then just fall over the fence day one. You know, like no, you should research as much as possible. You got your leaflets and that. And I say there's a website in there. I mean, really do check them out. Yeah. I did hear you trying to offer some pearls of wisdom and that.
Try.
Try. He's listening. That's the first thing that he's doing. He's amazing. He's listening. Yeah.
It's proved it now. That's why.
Yeah. Brilliant. There you go. Doncaster for you again. You know, there's people asking questions in Doncaster. Oh, sorry. Oh, my feet are killing me. Yeah. Harry just got barked at. I don't want to be on live, you know. I mean, I kind of, I do get that, but for different reasons, you know. Right. What the hell is that? I'm just imagining, can we, I wonder if we can get a Flat Earth advert up there. What do you reckon? Research Flat Earth. Yeah. We'll pay for that, get that one up there, Research Flat Earth. We'll do it for a month of Christmas. I'll get their attention. What do you reckon? I'll have to do some inquiring. It's called the French Gate. So the advert board, the billboard on French Gate in Doncaster. We'll have to look into how much it costs to run an advert there for 1 month. Yeah, that'd be brilliant. We'll see. Oh. Yeah, right there. Yeah,
been a good day.
It's been fantastic. I was just on about running an advert on French Gate, Doncaster, for 1 month of December. Right at the build up to Christmas, all the heavy shopping. Research Flat Earth.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah. Well, adverts up there. That would cost a penny.
I'd imagine it would. Yeah.
I don't think our donations would cover that.
No, more than likely not. No. Yeah, but they'll have a look. There'll be part of the year that they have a lull, and you know, like so, cheaper ads.
Yeah.
Oh, oh God. Tara was trying to eat the cyclist. There you go, Roxanne's moved on. She's doing well today. Well done. Yeah. There you go.
And anyway, for today, you have any job for today? I'll give you a call. I'll save your number and I'll give you a call.
That's all the banner is. Nothing special.
No, one of them as well. Oh my God.
Yeah, we have a belief system.
1647 is still going to do.
Right.
There's no point letting us have a lot of
Hiya, Francis. Yeah. Oh. Roxanne's doing really well, but I think they might be a bit close-minded.
Yeah. I like how some people do it.
Well done. Well done. I know, I've seen that. Well done. Well done. You did well. Yeah.
Might be a method, but
Well done.
cheeky.
Yeah.
Everybody believes in different things. Yeah, well, that's what you say. It is a belief.
Yeah, but that's it. We're not believing. We're knowing.
You said it. You can't say that because everybody's different.
Well, no,
So your version of believing is your knowing.
We see land that we shouldn't be able to see. We know things.
You see land that you're not. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying.
You can see hundreds of miles out.
Okay, would you like me to explain?
Because the Earth's fucking massive.
Well, that's not right.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There has to be.
Fucking plane.
Okay,
That's how big
go
it
ahead.
is.
Your guys say that you can stand up ground and see the curve, can't you? You see buildings
If you're high
disappear
enough
behind.
up,
Like
you'll see it. There's like.
You're sitting here, there's a building there, you're gonna, bottom's going to be missing. It looks like here, look, bottom's missing in that building.
Daily occurrence.
But it's not. You see hundreds of miles.
Yes.
Someone's got something wrong.
Yeah.
It's not real.
Wait. You know, around when you see that little line there where the boats are and shit, past that, what's after that?
That horizontal line there,
Yeah.
that's the horizon.
Yeah.
What's past it?
Yeah.
What do you mean it carries on going?
What? Yeah, but if it carries on going, that means
Perspective.
it's like infinitely long.
Perspective. You can't see. Perspective. Look, the people.
Yeah, because like, you carry on going and then you end up back where you started.
Yeah, well, that's what they say. We were all
But you go straight.
Yeah, there you go. We were all programmed.
You don't go around, 'cause you
Well
know
done,
what it
buddy.
says, surely, right?
Yeah, well done.
But if you carry on going,
Yeah. His cup's full.
Robert Simmons there
There you go.
tells you that he's made them on Photoshop, and this guy's.
yeah, people have walked
Yeah.
Does that look real to you? They're real.
Yes. Because it's amateur footage.
Yeah.
Of course it looks real.
This guy thinks that that's hooked up.
That's right.
Listen to this.
But he's not even thinking about perspective, because that bit there is about probably a mile long.
Yeah, because
That's right.
so the point there is like, well, what is, I just had something in my head then.
Sorry. That happens to me all the time.
Right, oh yeah, you're stood on this boat, you know, right?
Yeah.
I had this talk with somebody, right?
Okay. Are you okay on camera and that? That's good.
Stood
Go
on
on.
the beach.
Yeah.
Say if you stood on the beach, right? People think you look out and there's this big hump of ocean. So if you're looking out to a hump, where are you stood?
That's right.
Because if you're stood here and you're looking out, it should go away and down.
Yeah.
Bump up. Why is it bumping up?
And so you know, the higher you go, you should start seeing that drop even further. But it's not if the horizon's still coming up with our eye level.
Well, that's what they say. They're like, well, the higher you go, the further you can see. But that is true, yeah.
Yes.
Because you're coming above all the
atmospheric conditions and stuff.
Above that, it gets thinner. You can see further.
Yes, makes sense, doesn't it?
Has anybody look at them? None of them look real at all.
There you go.
Is that the latest one?
There you go. I think that was the Russian one, was it?
Yeah, it's down below, that is.
Yeah.
The size of the
Yeah.
continents.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know
Well, I showed them that one there. You know, the 2012, 2013, and they still think they're on a globe. I mean, like, you can see there's clearly something not right there.
It's taking out. That's not even a circle. That one is by the looks of it. Look, it's massive. Look at it.
Huge.
That's that.
But it's real photographs, not. You know. So yeah, you're from Doncaster?
I am, yeah.
You know what, the amount of people that are switched on in Doncaster, you might not have come across them and all that, but being here with this, the amount of people that are switched on, you know, like I feel like that there is no fluoridated water here, you know, like.
I don't know, because
but there is a lot of switched off people.
she's just behind me back. She started painting water. I'm not going to paint no water. I'm painting for poison.
Yeah, and you know there's poison in there.
Of course. My mate's, I'm not naming him, but he's a good mate. And he says to him, send me a list of everything chemical that's in that water. It covered 2 A4 pieces of paper.
And it's only in there to clean the pipes.
You know, I don't understand it. Everything that goes down the drain, they have to. What do? They just add more chemicals. I always thought they distilled it or something.
No. Their target is not to poison you today. As long as they don't make you ill today, then it's clean.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what they're aiming for.
You can't prove it with the water. I always say this, mate. You know, there's like an old man gets rushed into hospital or wherever, or anywhere they are, and they get rushed into hospital, and they'll say, oh, well, you smoke. First thing you say, do you smoke? What I would say is, do you drink sugar-free drinks?
Yes.
Where were you? What were you eating? What were you doing that exact minute when you had the heart attack? Chances are they were drinking a Coke or something.
Yeah.
Or eating it.
Yeah. That's what I say about, you know, they talk about this terrorism that's going on in that, and I say, no, hang on. The terrorism in this country is sugar-related diseases. It's the sugar. Get rid of the sugar from all the shops and all that, and then that's what will benefit society. Not terrorists, not police and all that. It's sugar.
Terrorism is ridiculous. The Gaza Strip right now, it's like the Gaza Strip is like the Warsaw Ghetto now.
Yes. Yeah.
Israel, the chosen people.
Yeah.
Supposedly, they're dropping white phosphorus on people and incinerating them. War crimes, it's illegal.
Disgusting,
it's
isn't it?
against the Geneva Convention. They're doing it right now.
Yeah.
The Gaza Strip, they're hammering the camp out.
Yeah.
You know, that's Jesus, man.
Right.
I mean, no against it. If that's what you want. That's, you know, you can do what you want. Right? But he's the chosen people and all that. And they've got the best weapons and all this.
Yeah. No, we're all sentient. We're all beings. We're all equal. You know.
This is loads of stuff. It's all linked, though, isn't it? It's like this thing here. It's that. Why is it glowing red?
Oh, that's right.
It's in thermosphere.
Well, that one's the Hubble. That's over 1,700 degrees Celsius. So it's clearly aluminium and if they're the melting point,
it looks like
then it needs to be melted. Don't forget. I mean, this has got a big mirror inside as well that should be melted.
When you first took it up, it didn't even work or something.
That's right. Yeah. It's utter nonsense.
So what do you? Because I've kind of lost interest. I ain't lost interest, but I just got to a dead end bit.
Yeah. Okay.
The sun and the moon and all.
Yeah.
Because these tight circles, these are bigger than this tight, seasons.
Okay.
It does make sense actually. If you're in Australia.
Oh, seasons make utter sense on a flat Earth. They don't on the globe for me.
I remember doing a delivery in the freezer.
Yeah.
Bars of thought. Got to the door, I ended up feeding to him, so I talk a lot. She's on about her sister. She says, it's the freezer, right? Ice on floor and that. And she says, it's boiling in there. It's about 55, 40 degrees right now, Christmas.
Yeah.
So obviously the sun
The sun has now gone further out, hasn't it? And we're talking that it's hotter in all of these, parts as well.
But there is something. I don't know whether it was Jake. Jake the Arse.
Yeah, the Arse. Yeah.
Well, he was on about somewhere if you're south. If you're in this south.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. We've all got to the point now that we don't accept this as our model.
No, it's something wrong.
It's wrong. Yeah, we don't accept it. I use it to explain north and south and seasons.
You've probably seen it, but he says we're coming in like this and going out like that.
Yeah.
It could be the figure eight.
Yeah. Sorry. That's what the Air Force use and what's it in America? Well, that's their flight patterns, their main flight patterns, and they kind of fly on a flat Earth. Which makes sense because the gyroscopes what they use and all that, the artificial horizon. They ascend, they level out. For the whole from here to Australia, it flies level. Of course it is.
It's the same with submarines. They check every now and then that a certain distance from the top or bottom.
I don't know that bit, but you're quite right, yeah.
Well, they fly in a drive underwater, whatever it is. Swim.
Hang on, yeah. That's it. They move underwater.
In a straight line, and they have to check every couple of miles or whatever it is.
Yes.
How far they are from top, what bottom, whatever they are, they're going exactly straight.
Yeah.
If they were going straight, they'd pop out on top of the water and come out of the surface.
Yeah. Every time.
Yeah.
Every sort of 50 miles, I think they would be out.
Some of these instruments on the planes that keep it level and stop it from yawing and all that stuff. If one of them goes down, they have to stop the plane, and they can't just sending anything out.
Yeah.
They actually send out, get NASA to come.
Yeah.
And they don't even fix it; they just take it.
Put another one in. Yeah.
But
they're kind of on the newer models of these artificial horizons now. It used to be mechanical. Now they're using these phones. They've got MEMS device that works off inertia. But I've been saying to them because I did an experiment. Did you ever see the D Marble experiment where he took his level and all that went on the plane? And you've seen people taking their phones on planes and all that. Okay, and then they go for a long distance and all that, and there's no movement whatsoever. Okay, but right. So I put my phone. You know what a 24-hour plug is? That you put a plug in. I built a little cradle on that plug, and I put my phone on the plug. I put the level on there, and I filmed it going round 24 hours, and you can see it invert. Like the bubble and all that. You can see it invert because you expect it to invert, don't you? It goes upside down. So you expect that, and then it comes back and it writes its way up and it inverts again. How does my phone know that it's not on an aeroplane, that it's in my lounge?
I don't know.
I think for me, that's just well, there you go, there's my proof. My phone couldn't possibly know. I've turned the GPS off and it still does the same thing.
It's the same with a gyro, isn't it? Like if you spin it.
There you go.
Yeah,
You're right.
I think I've got about 3 of these.
Oh, sorry. Hand them out.
Together.
Yeah. Of course. I thought you were, but I wasn't 100%.
No, that's fine, yeah.
It's same with a gyro, isn't it? So if we had a gyro here and we started spinning,
it
stays in that orientation, it would stay spinning like that.
Yes.
If it ran a motor. So
Yeah.
And then,
it's a rigid space.
And then, so in 6 hours, the Earth should have moved from 12 o'clock position. Let's say, start his thing there. 6 hours go by, and now it's in the 9 o'clock position. So that means the gyro.
It should have registered a turn, but it doesn't.
No, it stays still.
It stays still.
So it should look like it's moving. Doesn't do any of that.
Yeah.
You can leave it running all day long, it doesn't do it.
Now these are the questions that we're all asking.
but we're not getting satisfactory answers.
Did you see the convention thing there with journalism and all them lot? And,
Well, I'm just saying about that.
have you had a number 2? Because it was in November 16. Conference, yeah.
Well, I'm getting lost with it because they're doing one nearly every couple of months now. There's another one next month soon. I think that's Denver. I think it is. Yeah. Well, so yeah, they're doing an awful lot of conventions now, and you know we've had our UK one now.
No.
Yeah, we had our UK convention. You've been out of it a little bit. You're getting back in the loop after today. Yeah, because it's gaining steam now. You know.
You can't get through to some people.
Have we blown your mind? You arriving here today and thought, look at these, look at these.
I can't believe you've come out.
I've seen people taking photographs. And that's just what's something. I've seen a thing.
I was like, oh, this is it, right? We're gonna get stuck here. YouTube famous.
Well, I see you went straight in for this chappie, and I thought, oh, well, here we go. I know what he's talking about.
When someone is obviously stood there for a reason, isn't it? Curious.
All right, okay.
He wants to know why.
Oh, yeah, you've already cottoned on.
Absolutely. Totally think
yeah, maybe because I'm still not going away.
You know them people if they stay here for ages.
Well, we just had one who has been here for 2 hours.
Yeah.
2 hours. Yeah. Giving us all his physics questions, and answers and all that.
But it's to try and trip you up.
That's it.
Not for serious.
When they come out with the physics bullshit, I say, well, why is there land that I shouldn't be able to see? That's all I want to know. There's land.
What I sometimes say is, I tell you what, they'll say, tell me about the flat Earth, and I'll say, tell me about the globe.
Yeah.
You tell me.
Oh, they didn't even know the bloody old model.
Well, there's a thing called, there's a YouTube channel called, not YouTube, Facebook, The Dark Sector. I don't know, you've got to be like a member to join it. And there's so many arguments on there about flat Earth and then...
Yeah.
Oh,
it doesn't matter anyone we argue. Because I used to get pissed off and stuff. I used to get a bit irate.
Yeah, knocking your head.
Wherever I went, I'd sit in the little room.
They'll come to it in their own time. Because I can guarantee if you guys ever spoke to me in the streets and all that, I'd run off and call you bloody idiots. And run off.
I've tried it. I sit in the room, in the little room, and I've got my flat. I've got my Pebble or whatever I'm using. It's moon. I'm telling everybody.
Red pill. That's all it is. Can they take it as a red pill?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's shake your hands. Oh, it's really good meeting you. All right then. Yeah. Brilliant. Cheers. Oh, there you go. Switched on flat earther. Brilliant.
Yes.
Excellent.
How many do you think, Jason?
Oh, shit, I know.
Big thumbs up to Doncaster.
Oh, yeah, the fluoridated Doncaster.
Unfortunately, I have checked though, and they do put fluoride around.
Oh, stop it.
No, you don't mind and check if your area is fluoridated.
Can you?
Yeah, you can.
I never knew that.
And that's, this area is one of the most heavily fluoridated.
Oh, stop it.
Serious.
There you go, you've heard it from me, yeah? Yeah, well, yeah, oh, there you go. Maybe they're not drinking the water. Cheers, Tapper.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, but yeah, I've enjoyed today. So, coming back onto the tour yesterday and then having all that barrage of bloody idiot kids. I didn't really enjoy yesterday, but I needed it for myself. Wake myself up a bit. But coming into today here, it's been amazing. What bright people are here today. Excellent. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Switched on people, asking questions. That's all we need. There you go. We don't need beliefs. We need people asking questions. But they're curious, these two. They are curious. Cheers, Tapper. Yeah. Oh.
I'm saying nothing, mate, honestly.
You're still here, so you're curious. I'm glad you're here.
No, because I'm playing Pokemon.
Oh, stop it.
There's 3 or 4 Pokemon stops here. I'm going to use it to my advantage. You're not playing Pokemon.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Sorry for swearing, but I've heard it all now. He's not here trolling. He's playing Pokemon because there happens to be some Pokemon stood at the banner. Shit. Oh dear, I've heard it all now.
Right, we might be wrapping it up, guys. I think it's getting a bit on the quiet side. I think we've been going for about 3 hours now. Yeah, Francis. Laugh out loud, definitely. Yeah. It's such a nice day here as well, so I don't really want to leave just yet. Normally when it gets to 3:30, we want to do a run, you know, for the kids to come out, but I think it's much later now. I can't see my clock. You know, like, I suppose anyone can write up the time for us. I can't see a clock here. Yeah. Excellent, thank you, Francis. 4:30, there you go. Yeah, so we might be wrapping it up shortly. Wait for Roxanne to come back and we'll have a... Wait for Roxanne to come back. There you go. What's that?
Okay, guys. All eyes on me, yeah?
Are we doing one of them?
I didn't get written
Go on,
permission.
do
so
that.
I can expect my T45 in the post, I'll take it. I didn't get any written permission.
What, to go off?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Can you just put it in writing next time?
If that's my first warning, I break
Yeah, what we're doing as well.
No, it's the second
It's doing it. It's still doing it.
The other one where it was floating back in the background on wires. There's thousands of them.
Yeah. I was saying, where's she going this time?
Yeah. Has been a long day. I'm fine, thank you. Have you enjoyed yourself?
I loved it.
You've been okay, yeah, good. Even though the trolls did have you on, but you need to go through that, you know, like, and so okay. Yeah. I had my bad thing yesterday with the kids.
You didn't need to pay them to do it.
Yeah.
I've dealt with it anyway.
Yeah, it's good because tomorrow, you know, like when you go out and all that, you'll be troll free because you just tell them to piss off. You've had enough.
Well, I did.
Yeah. You did? Well, yeah, I heard one.
It'll be the Glasgow kiss by the end of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Glasgow, the what? See, and you call it the Glasgow kiss, we call it the Scouse butty.
Yes, just high up north.
Glasgow kiss.
Even though I've been up by the trolls today, I've had incredibly rewarding conversations with people. Some really open-minded people asking awesome questions, really awesome questions. And that couple.
I probably had the best one.
The lovely couple.
Okay, we've had a lot of lovely couples today.
Two beautiful
South Africa.
Oh yes, from South Africa. Yeah.
He wasn't. He's English.
Yeah.
He's got South African.
Oh right, okay.
He went over there for so long.
But Dave wants to get in contact with them. So,
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant.
I think that's a
But I think I had the best one ever today, and it's from a couple who are hearing impairment, so they can't actually talk.
Oh, I'd seen that. I was wondering what was going on.
So they said, you know, like, what is this? And so I give them leaflets. I'm talking. I think flat everywhere. And look, yeah. No ball, no. And it was amazing. And I stood back and they were talking to each other and they were using the hand signals. And by the time they left, thumbs up. Oh, I was really quite touched.
Yeah. I just found out. Would you believe it or not that Doncaster here is heavily fluoridated water. But you wouldn't believe. Well, yeah, but we've had a lot of people come out. You know, a lot of flat earthers today. We're trying to count them up, and how many have we had today? That's been an awful lot of flat earthers.
Do the people that came out today live here? I'll tell you one, Patricia don't. Patricia lives out.
Well, there's that, yeah.
They don't. They
Yeah.
live out in the end.
Yeah.
So most of the flat earthers that have
When you look at the footage, I've never heard of that before. Doncastians.
Doncastians. I asked my chat.
Yeah, but it might be called something else. You know, like I'm Liverpudlian, but mostly called a Scouser. Okay, even though I've lived in Devon all my life nearly. Yeah. Yeah. No, I won't say that. Well, I sometimes forget I'm live. I just said that.
I just asked to go and to see what I mean. And she was just like, we stay up until 6 and we stay up in the late, everyone else shuts. And I was like,
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, from about 4 or 5 o'clock.
It's dying down.
He's doing well, isn't he?
I'll lose my shit with that guy. He was so fucking rude to me.
But then Georgie boy has to go through that as well to see
Yeah,
what time
who's that
this
cool
is.
guy?
Georgie boy.
Who's Georgie boy?
He's big good, you should.
Yeah.
He's met him today.
No, he's been with us for the entire day.
He jumps into.
Yeah, I've seen him.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
haven't had a
Yeah,
chance
Georgie
to
boy,
see
yeah.
Hey, Georgie boy.
Yeah, yeah,
He just jumped into action straight away.
yeah, been brilliant. He has. Oh, he's on it. He's there.
This guy's so fucking argumentative, man.
Yeah.
Can't deal with his
Once
mentality.
you hear his own voice. Hey. Yeah, well, look into the. There you go. You tell mum and dad Earth's flat.
What's his name? Geordie Paul?
Georgie boy.
Georgie boy.
Georgie boy. Whoa.
He's got a round blue
Then you
avatar.
would fly off the edge of the earth.
Yeah.
10,000 miles.
Triggered. Look how he's busting his headphones.
Earth's
Triggered.
flat.
Fuck.
Yeah, I've got something in surprise for you tomorrow. We'll see. Yeah, I said surprise. I did say surprise. Everyone on the chat, they know what it is. There you go. Georgie boy's going to come. He wants to know what the surprise is going to be. Yeah.
Hi, Roxanne. No, I haven't even chatted to you yet.
No, you've been busy. Did you think you were going to be this busy?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, the plan was to get something.
Have you enjoyed it?
I have.
Yeah.
And I've not come up against as much opposition as I thought I would, though.
Yeah.
Not really.
It's probably
Yeah.
best year though without opposition.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's right. You've had an early break into it.
Oh,
Yeah, you wouldn't have liked it yesterday.
Well, I don't know. I tend to gravitate towards.
Well, I've seen you. Well, I've just seen the way you handle yourself. You know, you're there.
Because you know, they don't really know what they believe.
No, that's
You
it.
know,
They don't know their
you
model.
They've got an idea in their head and
Yeah.
they think that's right, but they don't realise that we've looked into those ideas and none of them
It's only
hold
when
any
you get
water.
them to regurgitate what it is
Yeah,
they're actually
yeah.
saying.
Mhm.
Even today, I had one saying some bits and pieces to me, and he got halfway through a sentence and he went, yeah, even I can get how silly that sounds. And he was a physics person.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
But then the cognitive dissonance kicks in and they go, well, forget that now and I'll move on.
He got to me to the point today where he said, like, see the fact that you can see red in a rainbow? And I was like, that's what's curved.
Oh my God.
Well, there you go. That's it. Yeah.
It's me thinking we live on
It's
a
red and the rainbow.
Well, that's it. Game over. Pack up. Come on.
Oh, I never heard of that. You know what? I think I have. Why do I think I have heard of this one before? I've come across this one.
When
Yeah,
you see
yeah.
the red bit of the rainbow, that's
Yeah.
basically to tell you live in a ball.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so only that
Makes sense to me.
She's trying to control her.
That's what happened, yeah. That's what I saw him doing with that mummy in the bush chain,
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
troll mentality like they do.
Yeah.
Why was someone hanging around all day?
Yeah.
About some subject matter we don't
Yeah,
really-
I've gathered, I've seen that with the other chap earlier.
The,
and
the,
a
the
few-
checkered shirt,
Yes.
he just wouldn't leave it.
Yes.
And I
yeah.
noticed that his face was getting very red and he was getting triggered. And
Flustered.
I know, yeah.
Yes.
Let's grab. There's some leaflets there. Take a leaflet there, buddy. There you go. Would you like one? Oh, hang on. There you go. I'm about if you got any questions. Yeah, just grab one of these. There you go, buddy. Would you like a leaflet? There you go. You alright? Come on, guys. Come on. There you go. Giving them their orders. There you go. Have you come across it before? No?
No. No, I've never really looked into it.
Really? But you've heard about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe it. Well,
No, you can't. You're not meant to believe it day one. You're just not meant to. You know, like I thought it was complete nonsense for 4.5 months. I thought it was nonsense. You know, like, but once you start looking into some of our beliefs, you know, why it is that we believe that we are on this magical. We call it a magical spinning ball with water around it. It's like, how does water cling to a ball?
well, yeah,
Gravity.
Yeah.
No, it is. I'll have to say it is an indoctrinated, programmed response. Okay, because if I ask you what is gravity, can you tell us what it is? Yeah. Now the problem is.
It's the magnetic.
No, not magnetic. Not magnetic. Close. But you get close. Well, okay. They say it's about mass. The mass of the Earth is pulling everything down. Yeah. Are you okay? I can pull it away. Or are you okay? So I forget to ask sometimes. But anyway, it's actually YouTube. We know it's live YouTube. Yeah, this mass is meant to be pulling everything to the ground. Okay. But science hasn't proved this yet. It's still called the theory of gravity. They haven't proved what gravity is. And if you say to them, like, what is gravity? People kind of drop things, but there is no proof that something's pulling something. And how could they prove that something is actually, how could they measure it or not? That's why it's called the theory of gravity. No one knows what it is. It's taught as a fact, like that. I knew it as a fact, unless I was taught wrong, but I was taught as a fact. Okay, could it not be simple? Could it not be density and buoyancy, that this is heavier than the air around it and it falls? It's heavier than the air, density and buoyancy. The air underneath wants to rise above it, buoyancy. You know which way does a helium balloon go? Well, where's gravity? So it's density and buoyancy. We know how. So our proofs on on this ball, this magical spinning ball. I don't know if you know, we're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, I knew it was spinning pretty fast. Well, apparently.
Do you feel it? Did you know that we're also traveling around the sun at 67,000 miles an hour?
Okay.
Now, I didn't know that bit. But do you know that we're being hurtled through the galaxy, at 500,000 miles an hour? Can you feel it? How good's your senses? Can you feel anything?
I mean, I know the debate's been ongoing for a while.
Yes.
Then I think, what's it matter?
Yeah. I think you'll come to that point and you'll find reasons why it matters to you. I mean, I think this is an individual journey of why it matters to a person.
It depends on your life. Like, we just care about our kids in our own little bubble.
Right, kids. There's one of the reasons. Why does it matter?
Yeah.
Are we teaching our kids lies? Again, I was taught that gravity is a fact. It's real. It's a fact.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was taught wrong because it isn't a fact. It's a theory of gravity that has never been proven, and science can't prove it today. What it is, they can show you what gravity is perceived to do, but they can't explain what it is.
Yeah.
This magical thing in the middle of the earth.
What's that bit about the green screen? What's the bit?
Yeah, well, this is the thing. When you see the International Space Station, you can see, oh God, there's millions of these. You can see harnesses grabbing them. You see his T-shirt rising at the back. This was it's actually a video on YouTube. And as he's spinning over, you see this pull out. You see this is the astronaut Tim Peaks. And when he went up, he's always doing like these balls and that in front of squares like this. It's nothing more than green screens and technology. You'll see glitches. You'll see very strange things. There's actually in the background on one of the streams and all that, you see a bloke flying across the screen with a big harness up his back. They messed up one day.
Do you believe sort of like the International Space?
It's not up there.
It's not up there.
We know that we see something go across the skies, but we haven't got a clue what that is, and you can't zoom in and make it out, we don't believe that's there. We've now looked at, we're kind of challenging science. They tell us that it's 2,000 degrees Celsius in the thermosphere. That's where the International Space Station is. But titanium and aluminium, they melt before 2,000 degrees.
In fact, I've looked. There's a guy called Mad Mike with a rocket.
Yeah. That's just publicity stunt only.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Publicity stunt. Yeah. Basically, because he can't prove nothing just by going up 100 feet and all that.
Yeah.
Other than you can take a quick snapshot if you took a camera and say, yeah, it looks flat, and that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just publicity, that is, which is good publicity because you just heard it.
Yeah, that's true.
So it worked. So all we're asking today is, I give you a leaflet, did I? Right. So it's got a website there. It's got some videos there. I hope that I give you enough of a red pill. Just go, I'm just going to watch one video. I'm going to check something out. Just check, and then you might get onto the next video and the next video.
I'm more than happy to have a look. I don't know whether it changed my opinion.
No, but it can't. Again, 4.5 months of me researching, trying to debunk it. I'm hoping that it'll take you a couple of months, 2 months, 3 months. But certainly not. I don't want you to change in 1 night, 2 nights. That means you're kind of weak-minded. I'll believe anything. You're not meant to think that way. You're meant to critically think and analyse something. So as long as you're looking into it, that's all we're asking. So
well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right.
Nice talking to you both. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's how it's meant to be done. You're just meant to have just a quick talk and be civil about it. Don't have to do all this barking and shouting and that and trying to trying to prove points and win ego battles. You know, like it's just can someone look into it? Can you? There we go. I think we got a flat earther. You know.
How far do we
I
have to
don't
make
understand it because I was doing mathematics with my brother. From here to Ireland, it's supposed to be what? 60 foot of curvature?
Yeah.
Water, no curvature. You can see it out from Blackpool.
You see that one where they did a theoretical experiment?
That's the top one. That's the top one. Yeah. Yeah. Nice to meet you. Oh, sorry, I got.
He's another globe denier, Jason.
Yeah.
I stopped believing it a couple of years ago.
Yes.
Every movie, you know, Universal, it always promotes a globe, doesn't it?
Yeah. That's right. That's right. Yes.
So why do you believe it?
But the globe. I don't believe the globe. I believe I am a flat earther.
But why do you believe in flat earth?
Okay, my biggest reason is land that we shouldn't be able to see. Okay, that's my biggest reason. You know, like if there's land that it should be over the curvature, you know, like then that's the bit that I need to ask questions. Why are we seeing land?
From Blackpool to Ireland, you can see it.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
no curvature in water.
There you go. Yeah, so that has to be my number one proof.
But there's another thing that I always debate. Can we really see from Ireland to America?
Yeah, but then that's atmospheric conditions, isn't it? That's the density and the pollution of like it's really clear, crystal clear here. But if I film further on down there, it gets more hazier and hazier and hazier. And
because they know it's globalist, always throw that in your face.
Yeah, they do.
So then
they
you
do.
can't really have a massive debate.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but you throw that into atmospheric conditions. That's all it is. You know, but yeah, you're quite right. It's trying to. It's hard to get your point across. You know, you're right. I thought you were nicking things out of his pocket then.
He is a global man.
You're a globalist. That's okay. That's all right. But
Two sides of the coin.
yeah.
I was absolutely shouting at him regarding my side.
Yeah. So
It's good to have a healthy debate. It's good to have a healthy
that's it. So he's challenged you on it, or you're challenging him mostly.
Well, it's Melly,
Is it? Yeah. So have you?
Try and convince you.
Well, again, you'll appreciate that I can't convince you in 5 minutes because if we've had so much in, we call it indoctrination. I'm sorry, but I know education, indoctrination. With all this indoctrination, all that, you couldn't convince. He's just been talking about. This is the picture that because he's probably mentioned looking at the Isle of Man from Belfast and that, and there is some photographs, some pictures of Ireland as well. You know, like, but that's open to debate in that. But
you're not supposed to see certain things.
this is the thing; it's over the curvature. Look, this is 65 miles away. You know, like, and yet the highest mountain there's 2,000 feet. 2,500 feet should be missing. This is was it Dover to Calais?
Yeah, but won't you accept if it's like a mirage, for example?
Yeah, but mirages are inverted, are they?
Well, they'll be like see-through.
Okay,
Transparent, I'm guessing.
every time. And yet we see them at night as well. We can see the lights.
Wow.
So we see the lights. So every time, you know, like we see. I mean, this one is 273 miles away, and yet we can still see land. If I had an encyclopedia of all this land that we shouldn't be able to see, I could just give you. Is it refraction? Is it mirages every time?
That's wrong. Well, it's like with that Chicago skyline. I've seen that.
Yeah, but if you look at what mirages are and all that, that should have been inverted, that one, and it's not. You kind of see. It is there. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the Rob Skibo one where he goes out in his boat and he travels out in his boat and he films it all the way, and you can still see it. Nothing changes. He sees it. He doesn't see it kind of switch, you know, because it was a mirage and all. He sees the same image all the way. Do you see what I'm saying? You know, like, so I think he's right. Just ask questions. You know, like no one can change your mind in 5 minutes. You know, I say it all the time. That means that you are weak-minded, and that, you know, if I make you become a flat earther in 5 minutes, you'll be a globe believer in 5 minutes again. You know, like you've got to find this out. It's worth investigating.
Yeah.
You know, it is worth investigating.
You know, like, the more research you do, it's like you're kind of brainwashing yourself into believing.
It could be. You know, but look at this. This is NASA's pictures. That's NASA's photographs, so they say. 2012, 2013. Go online, check it out for yourself. Does it look like there's a problem with the North America? It's the same size circle. But that's their official photographs.
Well, I can see a circle.
I always say, you know, like don't believe anything in this or anything. You've got to do your own research and check things out. And we always hope that there's enough in here to get you to question, you know, yourself. There's a website there called FE Start, You know, like, all it is some videos and all that. Watch some videos. Hopefully, there's something there that gives you a couple of cute clues, and you go, you know, I've got to challenge that one. Do you know the word debunk?
Yeah.
Well, I did 4.5 months of debunk because this is rubbish. Has to be rubbish. We must live on the globe, and so I debunked it, and in the end, I had to concede because I found it really difficult. I couldn't debunk it. It was just there's so much things. This is the artificial horizon of an aeroplane. You know, like, so when you go an airplane, artificial horizon, it ascends, it goes up, it levels out, and then it descends, it goes back down. Okay, from here all the way to Australia, flies level, an artificial horizon. This is what's his name? Lecturer Walter Lewin. He's a physics professor, and he's saying a gyroscope that is rigid in space has gravity has no effect on it whatsoever. So these artificial horizons, they're meant to fly. They're meant to, if it goes underneath and all the way to Australia, it is meant to be a considerable change. It's meant to invert this artificial horizon and go upside down, but it doesn't. It flies level. If you take a phone, your phone on the on there, you know you can put a bubble on these phones. If you put a phone on an airplane, you'll see that the bubble will stay level all the way until it ascends and descends, but it'll fly level. How would your phone know that I haven't just done that? How does your phone know? It does know. But yeah, these are the questions, you know, like, so there has to be something there that I just go, you know what, I'm annoyed that he might have an argument, but it's worth checking out. It really is worth checking out. Yeah, grab one.
Well,
you know.
Yeah, I'm open to anything. But...
Definitely. Well, yeah, so open-minded, scale 1 to 10, where do you think you are?
I'm open-minded to many things, but...
Right, but it's a hard one to swallow, isn't it?
Well, I guess it is.
Yeah, well, it was for me. You know, like, what is the biggest thing that is a problem to you that you think?
Biggest problem?
Yeah.
Of what?
So, of maybe, believing in a flat earth. What do you think the biggest problem?
Yeah, but there's like a few things that obviously how do you explain the constellations though?
Okay, what would you like to know?
Well, so for example, if I'm stood in England now and you look up tonight and you see constellations, and then someone in Australia, they'd see...
Just perspective, that's all it is. From here, we kind of see them, reverse the opposite way. It's like, if I'm here and I took a picture, okay, I'm taking a picture there, I see that the opposite way as this person here. He'll see it the opposite way because he's looking that way and this person's looking that way, and you're just seeing a different perspective.
Yeah, but wouldn't you see the same constellation
because we think that everything's much closer. You know, like we think that the stars are much closer, the sun's much closer, the moon's much closer. I've got some great examples of some stars over there. These are meant to be trillions, quadrillions of miles away. And yet we can focus in and we can see them twinkling and moving around. They look like light frequencies in water, and you see them dancing around and pulsating and making these funny shapes and things. They look like they're doing some sort of unified pattern. We call them luminaries in the sky. We don't believe that they're gas giant stars and things. And
yeah,
all
but
that.
wouldn't that be just the Earth's atmosphere, like? As in distorting
again, because we see unified patterns and all that. We can see these patterns. It makes no sense that to us that they would be trillions of miles away. And the very fact that, I mean, our cameras are good these days, but they're not that good, not trillions of miles. Not the fact that if you believe that, oh yeah, well, because I think that the way that they've kind of sold it is that the speed of light, these stars are actually gone. They've been and gone, you know, like it's been traveling through, you know, like, what's it?
Well, yeah, ever since the expansion of the universe. But
again, a theory that can never be proven, you know, like the expansion of the universe, who can prove that? If you look at someone's theory, but it has a basis on somebody else's theory, and it has a basis on somebody else's theory.
Yeah, but that's like the best we've got, really.
That's what they say. That's the argument, and I think that's just to mislead everyone. It's the best that we've got at this present time. It's to mislead us. That's not good enough. Flat earthers, we demand proof of things, actual proof. That's fair enough, isn't it? You know, like, should demand proof. You know, like, but so we're not swallowing their theories no more. Theory bullshit and all that. We're not having it. We're not swallowing it. I know it's a lot.
Well,
to take in.
Wait, but I don't personally believe science will be everything. It's like I have my own beliefs in this thing.
Yeah. Okay.
I go with science sometimes when I go with like.
Yeah.
You could call it natural physics.
Well, as I say, that land at the back. I mean, like for me, this isn't a theory. This is facts. This is knowing. This is something that you can prove. You can test it for yourself. You can try all this out for yourself and see lands that, based on this spherical trigonometry, work it out for yourself. Am I meant to see this land? And that's got to be the starting point for every flat earther. Is water bending round the earth? You know, how can water conform to the exterior of a ball?
Well, the earth's that massive.
Okay. Remember, I've got your education. You know, like so yeah, it's meant to be it's that massive, and the mass and and the gravity pulling all this water and oceans together. Okay. Can it not be just so simple that it's just the molecules in that are heavier than the atmosphere, and that's why it falls down? It falls. It's more dense, so it falls below. Beneath the air, and the air rises above it. It's more dense. Density and buoyancy is that's why helium balloons fly up. Is that helium balloons? It kind of it's lighter than air. So we kind of know density and buoyancy is at play here. So where's the gravity? If it's lighter than air, it's lighter than air. But we're saying that gravity's pulling things down. So what if it's lighter than air? Pull it bloody down. If I've got a piano here and a golf ball above it, the golf ball's still going to fall down along with the piano. The golf ball's lighter than the piano. Okay, so the helium balloon is lighter than the air. If gravity is at play, it still should be pulling the helium balloon down, but it's not. It's selective. So we don't believe it's density and buoyancy just thoroughly explains it so much more better than this magical idea that there's something below our feet that is pulling everything down, a force pulling us down. Something that can't be proven. Theory of gravity still hasn't been proven by science today. I just think that as an adult now, and in 2018, should that not be a theory no more? Should that not be a done deal?
Well, it's that people just accept that, right?
That's right, it's accepted. But that's taught as almost a fact at school, like, things fall into the floor. It's gravity, that. Why does water stick to a wall? That's gravity, that. It's like this magical cop-out, let's just throw the gravity programming into the kids, and they'll spew out gravity on command, like when someone says, why does water stick to a ball? Once you start looking into it and all that, when they've got nothing to give you other than these magical wizardry thing that everything's being pulled to the ground.
Well, I won't call it wizardry, I just call it science, man.
Okay, but where's the science? Tell us the proof of why is. I know they're saying that things are being pulled to the ground based on mass. Why? Why are things being pulled by mass? And can you prove it? And no one can prove it. No one can prove it. There is no science to it. There is no explanation of why this is happening. You've just got to accept it as it is happening.
So what kind of force is it then to you?
This is just density and buoyancy. It's as easy as that. Things are falling to the floor. It's just not complicated. So it's an adequate explanation, but we have to submit that to a complicated belief system of something else being pulled. That can't be measured, that can't be proven, that can't be... But they can give you an equation to it. They can give you a physics mathematical equation of what's going on. But that can't be proven, that's just maths. There's a website there, a couple of videos. Just look into it further, and debunk it. Challenge yourself, work out what all the arguments are, and challenge yourself to debunk it. There's so many anomalies. Where were you on the moon landings? Look at that. No moon landings. Yes, no. Did they? Is it real?
Well,
so you're on the fence on that, are you?
Well, yeah. I'm
not sure.
Partially.
Yeah. That's good. It's a good place to be. No blast crater underneath.
What?
No blast crater. And it's like, I don't know if you've seen the little rover landers and all that, and they're whizzing around and all that, and they're kicking up so much dust everywhere. The rover landers, like the cars, and they're kicking up so much dust when the astronauts are out there on the moon and all that, and yet this thing's kicked up no dust whatsoever when it landed. Well, it'd be a massive, great big bloody hole underneath, a big blast crater.
Well, there's no atmosphere on the moon, is there?
So how, if that's the case, why are these Roverlanders all kicking up all that dust? They're questions. You're an adult, and they're legitimate questions that everybody should be able to ask. And that's all. That's what we're doing. We're asking questions, you know. But me, I always bring it back to that. It's land that I shouldn't be able to see. You know, that's my number one proof of where I live. You know, and I don't know where I live. I know where I don't live. How long is it your brother?
Yeah.
How long has he been kind of?
It's about a year now.
A year. Well, I'm a year and a half in. I said I did 4.5 months trying to debunk all this because kind of nonsense this.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's that one question. All's I supposedly hiding this secret?
Yeah, it's what we call the who and why thing, you know, like it's so complicated, so difficult. I'll never give you a adequate answer. I couldn't do because I'm not the one lying. Okay, I'm not the person who's doing that. I would hazard a guess and say your government, your elite, your you've heard the term, what's it, Jesuits and Freemasons and all that. Yeah. It could be all of these, the elites of the world. It could be the people. The main psychopaths of the world. You know, like, I just don't know who they are. Why would they be doing such a thing?
Yeah, what do they have to gain from it?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, like, it could be the fact that there is more land. It could be the fact that they want you in control. Let's take all the money out of society and let's get you working hard and being in more debt and tied to society. And it could be control. It could be the fact that if I'm a religious person, it could be they are hiding God. You know, we're on a flat Earth. This place is designed. It's created. Because most flat earthers don't agree in the Big Bang or creationism. I mean, Big Bang. We'll say that this is going to be the universe now. There's nothing there, and bang, we have everything. And you know, like, and that's just nonsense. Come on, you know, like, and this theory again. That is probably. I don't think it's taught as fact yet, but it will be. It won't be long. You know, the theory of, you know, evolution, theory of the creationism and all. It's nonsense. None of that can be proven. There could be the possibility of more land. There could be, Earth could be infinitely large. It could be infinitely, you know, like on a flat plane that extends for everything. We accept that with space. We said that space is infinite and ever expanding. You know, like that's what they kind of go in. You know, like. Yeah, that's what most of them kind of think, scientists and all that. And yet, why can't land be that way? Why can't land be infinite? Why can't land be infinitely expanding? You know, that's harder, but that's no more ridiculous than space being infinite and ever expanding with no proof. Just somebody's idea that, and then somebody else went, yeah, I like that idea. That sounds okay. And then somebody else goes, yeah, I agree with that as well. Because that's what we're talking about. Well, that's what we're talking about with theories. Somebody is just saying, I think that fan is made of blancmange, and someone comes along and says, no, it's blancmange and a cherry on top. It's just somebody's ideas agreeing with somebody else and saying that, yeah, but I've done a bit more experiments and it's something else as well. You know, so they leave a back door open that it's something else and it's the best theory that we have at the time. That's ridiculous. You know, that's twisting an argument. You know, like let's have it black and white. Is it or isn't it? Let's have proof. You know, it's worth looking at videos. Yeah, it's good talking to you, buddy. You know, it's an interesting subject, and you kind of like. There's no denying that. You know, like that something's happening, something's going on. It's like if I ask you, you know, like I've been asking people all day. Do you believe in your governments are telling the truth?
Well, they can't hold the truth.
Do you believe that they've got your best interest at heart? No. So in the education system is the government's. Our science establishments, like, you know, like NASA and the British Space Agency, is the government. You know, like, I don't believe any of these psychopaths that are running the country, you know, sending all our bloody soldiers to war to die and to murder other people. I don't believe any of it. You know, like there's I don't believe any of them that have got our interests at heart. And if that's the case, how far does it go? You know, like with the education system, do they want us all indoctrinated to jump through hoops on command? You know, because normally I ask, you know, people try and say, how does water, what's it conform to the exterior of a ball? What's gravity? It's almost like this program response of, you know, like they jump up and if you ask someone, say, you know, like, oh, do you think you've been brainwashed and all that? And they say, no, of course not. And you know, can you imagine going to a cult and saying, you know, you're being brainwashed, you're in this cult and you're being brainwashed and all that. And these people and all that are saying, no, of course I'm not being brainwashed, not in a cult.
Well, yeah, I guess the more times you repeat it, I guess it doesn't teach subconscious.
Yeah. Repetition. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, that's right. Repetition.
So I know try to say.
Yeah. But it's again, it's because we say indoctrination of them. These things are taught because you have to pass an exam. You know, like, so you're going to believe everything they're going to say because I've got to get that mark. I've got to pass that exam. And if you disagree, if you challenge them, if you do your own critical thinking, you analyse it all yourself, do you think you're going to pass that exam, get that grade? Of course you're not. You've got to say, yes, it is gravity. You know. Anyway, we was about to wrap it up, but before you and your brother just turned up. So you're from Doncaster? Yeah. So we've had an interesting day here today. Thought Doncaster people quite awake. You know, we've had some great chats. Brilliant. So anyway, so you're going to watch some videos?
Yeah.
Good.
Well, I've actually watched videos.
You've watched a few, have you? Yeah. And again, what we're going to do is just write down a few of the things that seem that you can't get your head around and say, that don't seem right. Challenge it. You know, like I tell people about the thermosphere a lot. The International Space Station's meant to be in the thermosphere. If you go to science.com or NASA and on their website and all that, it says that the thermosphere gets up to 2,500 degrees Celsius. But these metals melt at 600 degrees and 1,700 degrees, these metals that all these satellites are made of. So how could these satellites and the International Space Station, how could they be in space? Now, I almost threw that answer, this is about critical thinking, I almost threw that the answer to that out the window, and I thought, no, that can't be right then. You know, because I was told that because there's no molecules in space, and space is really cold, very cold. So I didn't understand, I was confused. Why is space really cold? And NASA contradicts it and says that it's really hot as well.
Well, I guess it depends where you are.
Well, and then I thought, and some people say, because it's on the other side of the Earth or something, and the sun's hidden behind the Earth. No, we're talking about out in space, in deep space, you know, like in the vacuum of space. Right, so they say that it's like this, no air molecules, so the heat there's no direct heat for the heat to travel. And then I was watching a channel called Globebusters, and he was talking about radiative heat, you know, like, and let's say if I put a bit of tin on the floor here now, and the sun, you know, like, is belted down on this bit of tin, it gets hotter and hotter and hotter. Nothing's actually touching it, but it gets hotter and hotter. That sun, that radiative heat, has got to travel all the way through space, or the ether, whatever you want to call it. It has to travel all the way through space, and when it makes contact with something, it starts heating that up, so that the second that sun makes contact with a so-called satellite or the International Space Station, it would heat up, and it keeps heating up and keeps heating up. But remember, there's no molecules up there to dissipate any of that heat, so it just gets hotter and hotter and hotter. There's nothing to take it away. So again, it's just did you ever heard of the term critical thinking?
Well, yeah, when it comes to conspiracy theories, you get all people saying.
I never heard of it. It's like 47 years of age, never heard of what the term critical, because it was never taught at our school. You know, like, we had to pass an exam. You know, so it was like, repeat after me. You know, like, regurgitate for your exam. So that's all that was. You know, like, so we're saying now, you know, with critical thought, when you start analysing what they're telling us and putting the pieces together, it don't make sense. There can't be satellites and stuff in there. If you work out how does propulsion work in space, propulsion can't work in space. There's nothing to push against. They say that there's this thing called Newton's third law. For every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. Okay, so it has to push it. Things have to push against each other. You know what the argument is for rockets in space? they turned around and said that once they fire their gas, their propulsion, it fires out the back, and then they fire some more exhaust and propulsion, and it fires against the previous bit of expansion, previous bit of propulsion. Okay, so I felt as though. I don't believe your argument. I don't accept it, but I can't argue with it. I've never not been into space, so I can't argue with it. I don't believe it's in there anyway because of the temperatures. Then again, I was watching kind of Globebusters the other day and all that, and they were talking about the Joule's expansion, I think it is, and they're talking about free expansion and Joule's expansion. That proves 100% that you can't have propulsion in space because the vacuum of space is so fast. Anything that is kind of like released in space, the free expansion of space, and like all of it would be pulled and sucked away into the vacuum so quick that you could never push against it. Because it's just like this vacuum wants to equalize with pressure, doesn't it? So anything pushed out there, so there's no kickback off it. You can't kick from it because it's already gone. So anyway, so the Joule's experiment, if you look at the Joule's experiment and free expansion, that proves that you cannot have propulsion in space. And then that with the thermosphere and temperatures, you really can't have propulsion in space. You can't. Again, you can't. All you can do is go onto that site, check out some more videos, and then just keep debunking and researching and debunking. But try and remember Joule's expansion and propulsion. I should have remembered that one yesterday. It just dawned on me today. I think we're packing up, buddy. Let me shake your hand. Sorry, I'm left-handed today. Yeah. But I haven't got a lot of people on tonight. About 15 people. I think everybody's gone over to Harry's channel. If you have a lot, come with me. He's got 179 people on Harry's channel at the moment.
Oh, so it's live?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Because we don't want to. We kind of. This is learning and training for everybody. Because I might say something and someone else goes, oh yeah, I've now learned something now, and then I'll be watching his later, and he might have said something. Sometimes we come across some interesting questions that someone's got a physics question or something. And if we hear that as well, and we want to analyse that one. I come across some physics lads who were talking a lot of physics yesterday, and I'll be going over that one because I want to understand what the hell he talked about. Because half of it just went straight over the top of my head. He's talking about maths and pseudoscience that I couldn't prove. No, don't need to. He's checking it all out himself, and he's going to, debunk, don't you? He's going to debunk it.
I hope he does.
Good. And just put him right. Make him a globe believer. Try debunk him.
Me?
Yeah.
I already believe in this.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Because do you think that he will win at debunking you?
No.
No, well, there you go. That's my point. He can't win. There you go, buddy. I'm gonna start packing up, but it's nice talking to you guys. All right, guys. I think we're wrapping up now. We're saying goodbye. Look, you come here.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you sum up today before you go?
Fantastic. Need more of you.
Yes.
Definitely.
Oh no, we need more of you as well.
Phone number so I can contact you.
Yeah.
I've got literally 5 minutes to do.
You've done really well today. First time out, you did fantastic.
You're summing it today.
Today, a right about turn from yesterday. It was fantastic today. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Nice and calm. Really good discussions. Quality discussions. Yeah, it's fantastic today. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
You did very well yourself, Jason.
Yeah, today we did. Yep.
I didn't mean that saying brilliant. You're always doing brilliant. First time that.
Yeah. Today.
Unless you want your number out on
Yeah. Right, we're going, guys. Say goodbye. There you go, guys. Right. So yeah, we're gonna pack all this up now, and I think Doncaster is a wrap. Thoroughly enjoyed it here. It's been a really good day. You can see it's getting a bit quiet now. Thanks, guys, for looking in. Some good talks today, good quality talks. We'll probably give you an update later on in Roxanne's Globalist Denier channel. Okay, guys. So, catch you ladies. Over and out.